A lot of Chiefs talk today as it is cutdown day, a very rough day for a lot of NFL players. There are a lot of NFL players that are becoming ex-NFL players today, and that sucks. A lot of them will certainly be brought back on practice squads or claimed off waivers, but there are a lot of guys who will not, and this is their last time playing and in an NFL camp or, last Thursday, Friday, Saturday, last time playing in a football game. So it is a tough day for a lot of them, but it's also a very happy day for a lot of players as well. We'll talk about some of the news, some of the moves that have been made by the Kansas City Chiefs, what it means as they are rounding out their initial 53-man roster. We know that that initial 53-man roster that comes out today may not be the same 53 tomorrow. We talked about it last year. They kept Nick Jones in their secondary unit last year on that Tuesday, and then the next day waived him so they can sign Samaje Perine. And that was kind of like, okay, they're going to sign Samaje Perine, but who's going to be out of a job? And it ended up being Nick Jones. They kept 6 defensive backs last year with Nick Jones, and he ended up getting waived. They kept 9 for a 4th running back. So we will see what they end up doing with the 53-man roster. We have some information on some players already that have come in that we'll get into and talk about what that means. We'll talk some Kansas City Royals today. Les Norman will join us coming up in the noon hour, probably 12:20, 12:30 or so, because the Chiefs press conference goes on today at about 11:30, 11:45. We will hear from the Kansas City Chiefs, and we'll hear from select players. We'll see which players will be at the podium today. Last year, Carson Steele talked at the podium on that Tuesday, and we said, well, I guess Carson Steele's made the team since he's going to be talking.
Pretty good indication.
No doubt, at the podium. So today might be a Cooper McDonald day because there's already reports and news that Cooper McDonald has made the 53-man roster, and that is somebody that, a couple of Fridays ago before the Seahawks game, Matt Derrick was on with us and said, Cooper McDonald is a guy that you need to keep an eye on that he thinks is going to make the squad and make the team, and maybe that's at the expense of Jack Cochran. Maybe it's at the expense of Cole Christensen. Maybe it's at the expense of Cam Jones. Cam Jones has been released by the Kansas City Chiefs, a guy that's been a mainstay on special teams the last few years, and I tweeted out that I don't expect him to clear waivers. He would be a practice squad candidate if he clears waivers, but I don't expect that to happen because I think he's going to be a Tennessee Titan when the waivers go because Mike Borgonzi loves the guy. So I think it's going to be I think he's a Tennessee Titan, is Cam Jones. But I think the Chiefs had to know that.
Yeah.
They had to know that if they released him, that ain't one that they're going to sneak through the practice squad. And they wanted to have Cooper McDonald on their team to develop him rather than somebody that's been there a few years. And that's the decision that they ultimately made, was to move on from Cam Jones, who's been a good special teamer and a backup linebacker. They really like what Cooper McDonald has brought to the table. And I think Cooper McDonald is a fantastic story. I mean, Cooper McDonald was invited to rookie minicamp as a tryout player. And then they signed him for the additional minicamps and OTAs. And then invited him to camp. And now he's on the 53-man roster. That is incredibly rare in the NFL. To go from a tryout player to less than 4 months later, you have a job in the NFL as a 53-man roster.
The last guy I can think of who did that's Echo Boydo for K-State. Yeah. Remember, he wasn't even.
Did he make the initial 53-man roster?
I can't remember if he made the initial, but he played
brought back
that
on the practice
year.
Squad.
I want to say he made the 53.
I don't remember, to be honest.
But it was along the storyline of this guy's came legitimately almost out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then you earn your way.
We were familiar with him around here with the local connection, but he was a guy that was brought in for a tryout. And that's what's happened with Cooper McDonald, and he is now on the team. They have released Mike Edwards. It's somebody that a couple of weeks ago we talked about surprise cuts, names that could be on the wrong side of the 53-man roster. And Mike Edwards was a guy that I talked about because the numbers didn't add up if they were listing Chris Roland Wallace as a safety. And that's exactly what they've been doing the last couple of weeks. I mean, Dave Merritt's talked about it. Steve Spagnuolo's talked about it as CRW as a safety. And if that's the case and you keep 4 safeties, then you've already got Cook and Hicks, and you've got Shamari Connor, and now Chris Roland Wallace gives you 4. Are you keeping 5 safeties and 5 cornerbacks, or are you going to keep 4 safeties and 6 cornerbacks? And I think they should keep 6 cornerbacks because of the health questions around Christian Fulton and Jalen Watson. Which is why I was a little surprised that Kevin Knowles was released by the Kansas City Chiefs. He's a guy that I liked and I talked about. I thought he earned a job this preseason. But as I said, I thought he earned a job at minimum on a practice squad.
Yeah.
Middle ground on somebody else's 53 if he doesn't clear waivers. And best case scenario for him is on the Kansas City Chiefs roster, that he would have earned the job. I thought he was in the place that he was supposed to be on the field. He was directing traffic. And brilliant timing, by the way, for me on the social media platforms, in that I see that Mike Edwards is released. And it's what we talked about yesterday. Like, if Mike Edwards is released, then maybe look out for Kevin Knowles making the team. He was on the field with Christian Fulton and Noel Williams. He was on the field before Joshua Williams. So that tells you in the last preseason game the pecking order there. And he was pretty good. And he was telling Christian Fulton where to go. And so I see Mike Edwards get released. And so I go back through my phone and try to find the different clips. And I'm like, I know I've got a Kevin Knowles clip here that I saved in the All-22 that I was looking up. I'm like, oh, here it is. And I tweeted out, I'm like, hey, this is the reason why I think Kevin Knowles can make the 53-man roster. He's directing traffic. Dave Merritt's talked about you need to know where you're supposed to be. He recognizes the audible, actually communicates to Christian Fulton what Christian Fulton's supposed to be doing, and then mirrors the route beautifully, which is prep work and, advanced scouting, all of that stuff. Like, what a really good rep. This is something you would see and say, okay, there's potential here. And I'd rather them take a chance on this guy rather than somebody that they've been trying for the last 3+ years to get it to click. And as I tweet that, I then start scrolling, and about 3 or 4 minutes before I tweeted that was Matt Derrick and Sam McDowell saying, Kevin Knowles has been released by the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm like, oh, well, perfect timing. I appreciate it. So while I was scrolling and looking for the video, the clip of his when the news came out that he was released, I'm like, oh, hey, Matt, why don't you text me next time?
Yeah, thanks, Matt.
Instead of going to Twitter, I'm going to let everybody else know instead of, texting Jason.
Is that how Matt Derrick sounds?
That's how he sounds when he doesn't text me.
Okay.
In my mind, when he doesn't text me and he just tweets out the information like, oh, I'm going to be a newsbreaker, whatever. You're a heartbreaker is what you are, Matt.
Broke your heart.
Yes, hearts are breaking all over this world. Florida State Seminole hearts, Kevin Knowles' heart.
My heart for Esapole, because I thought that was the Ethan Driscoll of this year. I do think kind of the same boat.
Driscoll might also be the Esapole of this year.
Yeah,
we'll find out if he makes the squad or not.
He might be on it. Who knows? I just wanted to try and take a wild card. We both got Cooper McDonald correct, though.
Yeah.
We both nailed that one. So because I think we both picked 2, and I think we both ended up doing Cooper McDonald, and for you, Knowles, and for me, Esapole.
Yeah. But I did have the Mike Edwards thing, right? So I get I'll take a half point for that.
You'll take a half.
Although I don't want to take credit for somebody being cut. I don't like
nice.
That one. I don't like that
bleep.
One. I don't like not take credit, but I don't want to take. Like I don't want.
Nice victory lap on a guy losing his job.
No, I don't want to do a victory lap on a guy losing his job. I don't want to do that.
I was surprised by Mike Edwards. Full transparency.
I take my half point back
because I thought he was the real only free safety traditionally on this roster. As far as he's a guy who can play deep, and he's a good back coverage guy. I trusted Mike Edwards in that role. I know he was not great last year necessarily for Buffalo, but I thought he was fine enough. I thought this team needed a player of that specific skill set, but obviously they feel like they have what they need with Jaden and Shamari and Brian Cook. Obviously another year post-injury for Brian, and then obviously we'll see with Christian Roland Wallace. I guess for me, when it comes down to the Kevin Knowles loss, if you will, and again, maybe it's a practice squad guy. Esapole, I'm hoping practice squad guy, and then honestly, his best case scenario for Essa, Kevin Knowles, I think maybe could have had some actual impact this year, and impact's a relative term, but he could have potentially got some snaps this year at corner, because right now that means Jalen Watson, Christian Fulton, Trent McDuffie, there's 3. Najee Johnson, Noel Williams, 4 and 5. Do you think Nazee's a lock now?
I think Nazee's on the team, yeah.
Okay. So then that probably means Josh Williams, or unless they see another guy who's...
Well, what they could do also, and I tweeted this out, I tweeted out as a reply when somebody said, hey, does this mean Joshua Williams is on the team? I said potentially, but it could also be bookkeeping, where they release Mike Edwards, who doesn't have to clear waivers, so that they can keep somebody else, then put that person on IR if they want to go that route, and then you re-sign Mike Edwards, and that person then goes on IR, and Mike Edwards is on your team. And then you rearrange
True.
the 53-man roster that
Just
way.
say, hey, Mike, stay close to your phone. We want you back.
I think they did that with Mike Pennell maybe a couple of years ago where they released him.
I think you're right.
But it was a release to then sign the next day for bookkeeping to have somebody on the 53 to then make a maneuver there.
Nerve-wracking for a player because even though they say that to you, you're not under contract, and that has to really –
There's some trust there.
There is some trust because I'm sure things could – someone else becomes available that wasn't potentially there beforehand. You didn't think was going to be there, and all of a sudden, hey, we're real sorry. I know we told you to wait.
Right.
But
yeah, I know we told you that if you're there, we will draft you at this spot, but we didn't expect this guy to be there. So sorry about that. That sucks for you. That could be the case. The Mike Edwards could be brought back, and they end up going 5-5. If they go 5 safeties, 5 cornerbacks, maybe they're looking at that and saying, well, really, it's 4.5 and 4.5, or what Christian Roland Wallace is a cornerback / safety,
and Shamari to an extent is as well. There's some versatility with both those guys.
But we saw Roland Wallace anytime he was in the game was playing in the slot.
Correct.
And that's what Kevin Knowles was doing too. Kevin Knowles was out there as a slot corner. He was there. Essentially, what Kevin Knowles looked like to me is what they were hoping to get, or what they thought, or at least playing the role of a Nick Jones. The Nick Jones reps that he had gotten in preseason the last couple of years, I think those went to Kevin Knowles in the slot, where it was McDuffie and Nick Jones, or Shamari Connor, but Nick Jones is also playing there. Oh, wait, Christian Roland Wallace, this last year. Wait, Christian Roland Wallace is playing in the slot. He looks pretty good. I know that you talked about him a lot during camp last year and called him making the 53-man roster. And so if you're the Chiefs and you're looking at the secondary spot and Mike Edwards becomes expendable, maybe Mike Edwards becomes expendable because you can list Christian Roland Wallace as a safety who can play safety, but it can also maybe allow you to keep only 5 cornerbacks with Najee Johnson, Noel Williams, Christian Fulton, Jalen Watson, and Trent McDuffie, and then Roland Wallace would play in the slot when he's out there. So, and then you can also have him play safety if need be, and have another cornerback come off the bench. It allows you then to have an extra player somewhere else. And maybe that's the 6th linebacker with Cooper McDonald, or maybe it's a 10th defensive lineman, because if you have 10 defensive linemen and 6 linebackers, and you keep 25 and 25, and they don't always keep 25 and 25. Sometimes they'll keep 26 and 24. Sometimes, I think a couple of years ago, they had 27 and 23.
Yeah.
So it doesn't always have to be 25 and 25. But if you're looking for that perfect 25 offense, 25 defense, 3 special teams, the 25 defense could be 10 defensive linemen, 6 linebackers, and then only 9 defensive backs, with Christian Roland Wallace playing a safety and a cornerback role, which would allow you to then, because if you're looking at the defensive line, the defensive tackle spot, I mean, are you going to cut Jerry Tillery? Because if you keep Jerry Tillery, you're going to have 5 defensive tackles. And if you've got 5 defensive tackles, you're probably going to keep 5 defensive ends. Probably not going to have only 4 defensive ends on this team. So your defensive tackles would be Chris Jones and Mike Pennell and Jerry Tillery and
Omar Norman
Derek
Lott.
Nottie and Omar Norman Lott.
Yeah.
So you've got 5 guys right there, and your defensive ends would be Karlaftis, Amenahue, Ashton Gelati,
Dana.
Mike Dana, and then
Malik Herring.
maybe it's only 4 defensive ends, or maybe they find somebody on the open market.
Could you kick out a Tillery or a,
I would be. I mean,
I don't think in this size.
I wouldn't hate them moving on from Jerry Tillery, because if they bring in Nottie and Pennell, then move Omar Norman Lott back to a 3 technique and move on from Tillery. I mean, now there's salary cap and a bunch of other stuff. I haven't looked at Tillery's contract, although I did
Malik
couple of
Herring's
weeks ago.
probably the guy to keep an eye on, or they bring in a veteran cut, because I think Tillery's probably on the roster.
I know we talked about a couple of weeks ago about Tillery, and it's like, okay, so if he gets cut, would they save money? I can't remember what it was with Jerry Tillery, but I know he was on my list of maybe surprise cuts that would be there.
6 linebackers is, again, that's a lot, because Cochran is your special teams linebacker. Like that's who they trust. That's a Dave Tobe guy.
Yeah.
Right? So then you have Drew, Nick, Leo. You then have Cooper McDonald now, sounds like, and then Jack Cochran. That's 6. So maybe you're right. Maybe it is only 9 secondary members, unless they go with 26 defensive players and only 24 on offense.
Yeah.
Which I guess wouldn't be that shocking, because you do have the versatility on the offensive line. You could go 9 offensive linemen this year instead of 10. I know we've talked a lot about 10, but you could go 9 because you think that Caliendo, guard center. Hunter Norzad, guard center. C.J. Hansen, probably not on it.
No, he's already been released.
Yes, sorry, thank you. And then Jalen Moore can play guard and tackle, and then Wanya Morris guard and tackle.
There's your four reserves.
There's your 4 reserves. So maybe it's only 9.
The only one that would make it at this point, if you keep more than 9, would be Ethan Driscoll. Because they've already released Esapole, they've already released C.J. Hansen.
And Dalton Cooper, I guess, if you wanted to throw him in there.
Yeah, I'm going to go with probably only the 9. Maybe it's Ethan Driscoll. By the way, Carson Steele has just been released by the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, wow.
It's a numbers game. We've talked about that I said it not last Friday, but the Friday against the Seahawks. My read on the Carson Steele situation was different than I think some others in real time. That when Carson Steele went out there with the first team offensive line, but no Patrick Mahomes, Gardner Minshew in the game, and Andy Reid had talked about he wanted to give ample opportunity for Brett Veach to get a good read on some of the players that are going to be in the mix of being released, and Carson Steele went out there. There were a lot of tweets that were saying, look, Carson Steele's on this team. I mean, look, he's getting early reps in this preseason game number 2. Like, they love Carson Steele. My read on it was, and we talked about it on Monday, the Monday after the Seahawks game. My read on it was, no, they're putting Carson Steele in the game because they want to see what he looks like year number 2 with the starting offensive line, if he's a guy that's really worth keeping, because then you've got to cut somebody else. So are you going to keep Carson Steele? And if you keep Carson Steele, then who is the odd man out at running back? If you're going to keep 4 running backs, that means you are definitely moving on from Elijah Mitchell. You're not keeping 5 running backs to keep Elijah Mitchell and Carson Steele. So my read on it was they wanted to see what Carson Steele could do with the first-team offensive line. And he didn't do much. And then last Friday, he's in the last drive in the fourth quarter. That's your indication of guys that aren't making the squad, or guys that are playing the last couple of drives in the fourth quarter of the last preseason game. And Carson Steele was out there, unfortunately for him. So I wouldn't have had Carson Steele on my 53-man roster if I went through the exercise. I probably should have, but I'm not really into exercising right now. You know, I'm sort of
It's overrated.
I'm in a break.
My New Year's resolution was no exercise and drink more, exercise less, and eat more unhealthy.
I found myself having pretty much every day being a cheat day.
Yeah.
If I call it a cheat day, I feel okay about it.
Yeah,
you know, it's like, no, it's a cheat day.
It's a cheat day.
I'm allowed
Didn't
a
you
cheat
have one
day.
yesterday? Oh, I've had one the last, I don't know, 6 months.
But it's a cheat. It's not what I'm doing on a regular basis. This isn't what I typically do. This isn't my routine. This is just a cheat day.
Yeah.
All right? It's a cheat year. Right? That's what it is.
By cheat year, I like it. By the way, I they could go with 3. I don't know if Elijah Mitchell is.
I agree with that.
Safe. I think
I'm with you.
Pacheco, Hunt, and Brashard, you got 4 tight ends, probably. Do they want to keep Remigio on that 7 wide receivers?
I'll be honest with you. I think there's a chance that maybe they only keep 3 tight ends.
Yeah, I agree.
What has Jared Wiley done to where you go, oh, he'll definitely be picked up off waivers. Somebody's absolutely going to claim Jared Wiley. Maybe, but other teams probably have their own tight ends. I mean, Greg Dulcich for the Giants, who was with the Broncos, has 4 touchdowns this preseason, and he was just released. So teams are releasing tight ends all over the place, you know?
Yeah.
And so I don't know that Jared Wiley's going to automatically be – he was a 4th-round draft pick. It's not a 2nd-round guy or a 1st-round guy that just didn't work out, so you move on from him, and another team's going to go, you know what, pedigree? That guy was a first or second. That guy was a day 1, day 2 pick. We'll take a chance on him. There are some guys like that that are out there.
Sky Moore.
Right. Malachi Corley was just released by the Jets. WKU. He was
oh, my gosh. I didn't know that. This was his 2nd year.
Yeah. He was a rookie last year, and it was just not good. It was not good.
Well, he dropped the ball in the end zone.
He did do that.
That was not a good dynasty pick I had, round 4 last year.
Yeah.
That sucked.
But you know what? At the time, it wasn't terrible because he was going to be he was a Debo Samuel light. He was going to run the ball. He was going to catch the ball.
They're all called that.
I know, right?
And Debo Samuel's had, 2 good years?
Yeah, right. He was a guy that I wouldn't have been mad if the Chiefs took because I think they like that skill set. Like they like DeAnthony Thomas. All right, they like the DeAnthony Thomas type player. And I think Malachi Corley's that guy. I don't think they're going to claim him off waivers. They've got a bunch of wide receivers as it is. If they were looking at, they don't have somebody to play that role, I think it might be somebody that you would take a flyer on, a 3rd-round draft pick by the Jets. 2nd or 3rd-round draft pick?
3rd.
Yeah, I was going to say he was a day 2 guy. But, that's somebody that's like, okay, here's day 2 pedigree, not one of the last picks of the 4th round was Jared Wiley. I'm fine if he makes the team. I'm just saying there is not a part of me that's going to go, oh, my God, I'm shocked that Jared Wiley's not on this team if they don't keep 4 tight ends. They might only keep 3 tight ends with what, Big Bob, what Robert Tunyon has done this year with Briningstool probably making the practice squad or just simply an IR season type thing. He hasn't played at all in training camp. I mean, he's not going to make a 53-man roster if you release him. So, I mean, you could probably get him on your practice squad. But if you don't want to have to worry about taking up a practice squad spot for him, you could year-long IR him and, give him a redshirt year fully to where when he's fully recovered, he can go back to practicing and doing some of those things when he's recovered, or at least off to the side. So that could be a move that they make. But I would not be surprised if there's an element of Jared Wiley, if them only keeping 3 tight ends or 3 running backs. I mean, it might be to where they go, you know what? They might look at it and go, okay, we're going to keep 2 quarterbacks. That's 2. We're going to keep 3 running backs. This gives you 5. We're going to only keep 3 tight ends. It gives you 8. We're going to keep 7 receivers, so now that you're 15. We're going to keep 9 offensive linemen, so now you're 24.
We talk about 26,
gives us an extra player on defense that we can keep to go to 26 players, and maybe now we do have the 6 linebackers and 10 defensive backs and 10, defensive linemen.
We did it. Jason, why are we not GMs?
A lot of different reasons. I can
name 2.
I actually can't. I can't name 2.
We would be such good GMs.
Yeah.
And we would never argue.
The only reason I could really come up with is no experience in actually doing it outside of fantasy football.
Yeah, no, but no,
the only
Madden,
reason I can come up with.
That's experience.
But I don't do the Madden. I don't play the
fantasy football, though. That counts.
100%.
So I do think that
we just figured it out.
Goodell, expand. Give us one team. Give us the Jags. Give us the Jags.
I mean,
the Panthers, seriously?
We're both older than the Jags GM anyway.
Yeah, the Panthers. Give us the Panthers. No one cares about the Panthers anymore.
The Jaguars GM is 15 years old.
Let us take over Jets. We'll be better than those kids run the Jets. They just check Madden rankings anyways. Right? You can do it.
Old friend alert. Jordan Schultz has just tweeted out breaking news. The Packers have released McCole Hardman. I mean... So when's the countdown start for McCole Hardman to be a Chief? In 5, 4.
Could you mock 3, up a picture? What would he look like 2, in a Chiefs jersey?
I don't have that quick of. I'm not good at Photoshop like that.
I'll work on it.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Mike. Thank you, Darcy. He's going to work on it and come up with some way to try to figure out. I wonder what number he would wear. I don't have time to even think about what number McCole Hardman.
Crazy. 17, maybe. I don't know.
No. That's dumb.
That's dumb.
That's stupid.
Bad number. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dumb number.
It's a good
really.
number.
I don't know. He was wearing number 6 for the Packers, but he's indubitably going to be number 1 in your heart.
Oh.
That was the program. That was from Jefferson, the running back that they brought in, the rookie. I'll be wearing number 20, but I'll indubitably be number 1.
That had to be a can you say this? One of the things you slipped to him to say, can you say this on air?
Indubitably, number
indubitably.
1.
I love that word.
No, but then he got called out by the tutor that he fell in love with about, you try to think you're smart because you use big words that you don't really know what they mean, but you're using these words just so it makes you sound smart.
Indubitably.
Like, what are you talking about? That's one of the things she was discussing. That's indubitably one of the things she was meaning.
He should have called her shallow and pedantic.
Yes, that's right. Shallow, pedantic. Yeah, shallow, pedantic. The Mike Edwards thing I think is interesting because Christian Roland Wallace offers the versatility that they like. Cam Jones is out. Tuipulotu is out. Esapole is out. C.J. Hansen is out. Kevin Knowles has been released. The only one left on the offensive line, to me, would be a question about whether or not Ethan Driscoll is kept. And if Ethan Driscoll is kept, then they've gone 10 offensive linemen. That's probably one less defensive lineman. That would,
because we're convinced now with 7. I do think Nico is now made it as the returner almost exclusively. I think Taekwon's on it.
I'm going to go with 7 wide receivers here with Rashee Rice being active week 1.
It's Nico, Taekwon, and Juju as the question marks. And I think Juju's on it. I think Taekwon's on it.
Yeah.
I think Nico's your returner because you almost want 7, as you pointed out, for the unknown of Rashee Rice. And you want to make sure. I don't know if any of those guys are making it through the practice squad. Taekwon or Nico.
Neither.
Yeah, neither.
Nico would not make it, and Taekwon's on the team. We know that,
Yeah.
playing with the first team out there and hitting the deep shot with Patrick Mahomes and him talking about the connection that's there. Nico's not making it through waivers. Nico will be picked up. He got shine in the postseason. He's a returner. He's been good enough as a wide receiver. There are teams out there. The New York Jets just released somebody they were hoping would be, a returner slash a wide, maybe not a Nico Remigio type player, but Malachi Corlett could have been a guy like that, and he's out. So there are teams.
I wonder what McCole Hardman would look like in a Jets uniform too.
I don't have that time. That's a lot of Photoshop. I don't have near the time to do that. So I'll let you work on that. Darcy can work on that. We'll see. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll continue rolling. And you know what? One of the things that I want to ask, and we'll open up the text line 913-912-4810 as if it wasn't open before, but it is always open.
You're just going to look at it now.
Yes, that's exactly
it was
right.
open, but now Jason's. Do you ever get text like midnight, just like, "Hey, Jason"?
I never check them, so, but I do check them throughout the show. Sometimes I don't read all of them, but sometimes I don't read them on air, but I do read all of them, typically.
All the mean ones to me.
Yes, that's right. That's
those are the ones you do read.
Yeah, that's mainly the thing that's there. But here's what I want to know, because I was thinking about this morning as Kevin Knowles was released, and I was, for some reason, really disappointed. A guy that 3 weeks ago I'd have been like, who? If Kevin Knowles released, okay, that's fine, just this numbers game. But you last year with Christian Roland Wallace, me this year with Kevin Knowles, he's not on the team obviously, but I'm wondering throughout the years, and it doesn't have to be the last couple of years, was there a player that you were randomly found yourself like, I really like that guy? And it wasn't like, oh, Larry Johnson. Priest Holmes, I really like that guy. Just randomly, like, I don't know why. Nobody ever talks about it, but I really like him. I really root for that guy. Like, you are the biggest Chris Roland Wallace fan I've ever met in my life, Sterling. And yes. I think the Knowles family and me might be the biggest Kevin Knowles fan that are out there. But like, who are the players on the text line 913-912-4810 that randomly, maybe unreasonably, that you rooted for and liked and pulled for some reason?
I got one. I have a strong one.
The Sean LaChapelles of the world, those guys. So you were going to say, Mike?
Darwin Thompson. D-Train.
I like that one. That's a good submission. Darwin Thompson, I like that one. 913-912-4810. Guys that you just randomly pulled for, like, you know what? I like that guy. I want to see him on the team.
Are we doing it after the break?
After the break.
Okay.
913-912-4810. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. More Zone next.
You're in the zone with Jason Anderson on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
It's the rivalries. That's right. It's the marching bands and the upsets. Technically, Iowa State winning is an upset because they were the 3.5-point dogs or 3-point dogs whenever that went off. But, not really an upset. If you're able to call that one, if you're able to see what was going to happen, then you're smart. And Saturdays are way more fun because college football is back. And if you think you know the game, if you knew that was going to happen, well, then put your knowledge to the test with DraftKings Sportsbook. You can turn your picks into big payouts. They've got live betting, rivalry week, odds boosts, and more. There were odds boosts all over the place this past weekend. If you didn't take advantage of that, what are you doing? They have everything that you need to own every Saturday. And a couple of days from now, own Thursday and also Friday. And, of course, on in to Saturday with the 3 local teams playing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it is DraftKings Sportsbook. And here's something special for first-timers. New DraftKings customers bet $5. You get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 810WHB. That's code 810WHB for new customers to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. In partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, Kansas only. Eligibility restrictions apply. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Take you.
All right, we'll continue right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Jason Anderson with you. Sterling Holmes, Michael Darcy. Coming up at 11:45 or so, we'll hear from Andy Reid and players. A number of people coming in with the players that they have liked. Did you give yours, Sterling? I know, Christian,
No.
you asked, before the break, do we do it now or do we do it later? Now and later. Or a Mike and Ike. I'm not sure what you like better, but...
the Ikes.
Yeah, right.
Because I like Ike.
I like Mike. He's my brother.
Dwight Eisenhower.
Yep. 913-912-4810. We heard Darwin Thompson. Michael Darcy gave out Darwin Thompson. I threw out, just for the love of the game, Sean LaChapelle.
I have 4.
Oh, wow, okay.
3 from 2012.
Totally random.
Yeah.
How many Sam Longs are on there? Because, Todd Haley said if I had 53 Sam Longs, we'd win a lot of games. No, you wouldn't. If you had 53 Sam Longs, you would not win a game. He's a 5'10" wide receiver. He weighs 100 and nothing. You will not win a game in the NFL with 53 Sam Longs.
You'd be pretty bad.
You'd be terrible. You would be 0-16. I promise you, Todd Haley. That's why the Chiefs lost a lot of games. Todd Haley, as their coach, was like, I need a lot of these 5'10", 100-pound
You
wide
know what's
receivers
funny
on
about
my
that?
team.
Q, if he had 26 Sam Longs, also thinks the same thing.
I don't think Quattro would ever say if I had 26 Sam Longs, because I don't think Sam Long could hit the baseball.
Well,
Those that can't teach.
Can he pitch the baseball either?
Great question. At times. I think Sam Long has a better chance of making it in Major League Baseball as a pitcher than a hitter. I'm going to go out on a limb on that one. Because evidence has already told
I
me
thought the
that
same
I'm
thing
right.
About Rick Ankiel until he proved us wrong.
He's better. I said the same thing about Lucas Erceg. He'll never make it as a pitcher, only as a hitter.
Yeah.
Okay? This guy's an outfielder / maybe
Michael
infielder at
Lorenzen
best.
will be a hitter, not a pitcher.
I mean, also a bodybuilder. I nailed that one.
Yeah, that's true.
So this guy's
4
gonna-
guys I have. The most recent one was Travarius Ward. The reason why I said that, he ended up being a really good player, so I feel like it's not a limb necessarily there. But when he got cooked by Seattle, I go, watch out for Travarius, because you could just see he was in the right spot almost every single time. You saw how he was guarding guys. I know people always have their issues with him not turning his head around, but I mean, it's a UDFA guy. His philosophy in my mind was, I'm just going to stick with the wide receiver.
Yeah.
I don't care about the interception necessarily. I'm just going to make sure he does not catch the ball. I'm going to be blanketed all over this guy. And, by the way, didn't really cause many penalties doing it that way either. I was always enamored by Travarius Ward. I love that style of corner. It's the anti-Marcus Peters, but both are very good.
Yeah.
Just different ways of getting there. The other 3 guys I had from 2012, the most probably popular one we're probably going to see on the text line, Tony Moyaki.
Oh, yeah, Moyaki.
I really thought Tony Moyaki was going to be just what Travis Kelce became. I thought that was Tony Moyaki because I was dumb. Every single game in Madden, I'm like, I'm drafting Tony Moyaki and making him my tight end 1.
Well, that's just smart. That's why you should be a GM. I get it.
I would. If I had 53 Tony Moyakis,
You'd have a lot of tight ends.
I'd have a lot of tight ends. Tyler Thigpen.
Yes.
Really thought he was going to be
Carolina
good.
in the house.
I thought, oh man, look at that. Oh, forgot about another one. Quarterback from Tennessee. Crazy arm. Tyler
Bray.
Tyler Bray.
Yeah.
I thought that guy, I remember watching him play against Mizzou in college, and I was at the game and being just enamored. I'm like, no, this guy, he's going to be insane. Watch for Tyler Bray. Didn't happen. And the final one was Javier Arenas.
Oh, wow, that's a good one, man.
I have a hat signed by Eric Berry and Javier Arenas. Same draft class.
They trade. What was Javier Arenas? I think was part of the Jared Allen trade.
Nope, fullback from Arizona.
Oh, they traded Javier Arenas for
Sherman. Yeah.
Okay, that's what it was. I thought there was a connection with the trade for Javier Arenas.
I remember because I was sad because I was like, I like Javier
Wow,
Arenas.
you hate Anthony Sherman. Good to know.
Love
You
Sherman.
Sherm
dog.
On Thursday, why don't you come in around, 8:45 and say that you hated the Javier Arenas trade? Why don't you come in and
That'd be
say
kind
that?
of funny, actually. That would be pretty funny.
Well, for us, yeah.
Just randomly. You know what I really dislike? I did not like that Javier Arenas. I really liked Arenas.
I don't even know who they got back, but it
I have
wasn't worth it.
no idea who they got in return.
But I tell you, it wasn't worth
Garrick, do you know who they got in return?
it. Anthony, do you have any idea? I'll tell you, it wasn't worth it. I know that. I don't even know who they got back. It was not worth it.
No, Shermanator. The trade was worth it.
Yes, of course. Michael, who you got? Besides, you have anybody besides? You said Darwin. I can go to the text line too.
Honestly, I'm a huge Mike Pinnell fan. I know that's probably an unpopular take, but I feel like honestly, if you just look at
Well, I think
what
it's a
he's
popular.
done-
I think it's a popular take, but maybe not one that you would say is like, okay, is that?
he's a glue guy. He's not like
yeah.
someone. I mean, do I dare mention Justin Ross? Is that someone that we can talk about already? But
No, you can't mention Justin Ross.
I saw him running the other day.
He ran a hill.
Run
I'm
the
kidding.
hills.
Did you see him
I'm
on the
being
hill?
facetious.
is
I
he
think
still
Justin-
running hills in St. Joe?
He's got to
No,
be.
I think he went to Buffalo, right?
And they
Yeah,
released
I'm
him.
not sure where he went. I'm not. Honestly, I'm not sure. I had a couple that I went with. So it doesn't have to be somebody that turned out to be good, okay? Because again, Kevin Knowles is a guy that isn't even on the team. I became enamored with this guy, even though I knew he wasn't going to be good enough, but yet I still kept rooting for him and hoping that he would be that guy. For whatever reason, I might have been the guy that believed in Dorian O'Daniel more than even Dorian O'Daniel's family members.
Yeah.
One of the most misused Chiefs players of all time.
I was like, I really like this guy, and I don't know why, because he's not making plays, but he seems fast. Like, maybe that's why I've become so much of a fan of Jeffrey Bassa, is because I feel like Bassa is what people were hoping, what I was hoping Dorian O'Daniel would be. I think that is Jeffrey Bassa, because, Bassa's actually in the place that he's supposed to be and making the tackles.
DOD walked so Bassa can run.
Yeah, and Bassa runs so fast. He's so fast. He runs so fast, and he makes tackles, and he hits people, and it's so cool. I like him a lot.
What's the Valley Girl? Why the Valley Girl?
Because that's
accent
That's what it
come
means
out?
when I really like somebody. So
Is that what it happens?
Yes.
The Valley Girl. So
I really like Evan Ellis.
okay,
I like
okay.
Evan-
We learn. I'm learning
I like Evan Ellis
the
a lot.
text line
I like
when you
Evan Ellis a lot.
disagree or when Matt Derrick doesn't text you.
Why didn't he text me?
I know that voice, and
I don't
now
wanna
when
text
you're
this guy.
excited about something, the Valley Girl voice comes out. Okay.
Yes, oh, absolutely.
I've got a lot to learn.
Yes.
Yeah, see,
Thank
now
you.
you're learning.
Yes.
Darcy.
Text says Brody Croyle. Ooh, Lake Dawson. Oh, I'm with you, Text. Lake Dawson. I was such a huge Lake Dawson fan. Scott Fujita, coming through.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Byron Pringle. Oh, I love Byron Pringle. Byron Pringle was fun, but not only the local connection, but I mean, the guy caught a touchdown in the playoffs. Did
It
he
was
catch
that
did he catch a
Steelers
Super Bowl
playoff
touchdown?
game, I think. No.
Did he catch a touchdown? But still, yes. Tex said Justin Ross for me actually bought his jersey. What a waste of money.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of them that are coming in. It's great. Oh, Snoop Menace.
Oh my gosh.
I remember that too. Snoop Menace would make like the crazy catches. And it's like, why isn't this guy on the team? And it's like, well, he's always having to make those crazy catches because he's really never open. So maybe that's the case. There's another one that before he worked here, this is true story. Before he worked here, all right, it's going to sound like, kiss ass, but it's before he worked here, Mark Boerichter. Like, you just keep playing him, man. Keep playing Mark Boerichter. Charvarius Ward, I had him written down. And then just, it's a total, again, for whatever reason, mine are pretty random, but Jake O'Connell tied in for the Chiefs that was on the team for like 3 or 4 years. I don't know why I just kept rooting for that guy, but I did. Like, Jake O'Connell and Tony Moeaki were the tight end room at one point for the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know why they needed to go out and get Travis Kelce. No clue why they drafted Travis Kelce.
It made no sense. You have Moeaki and O'Connell.
What more do you need? You got the O'Connell connection. You got Tony O'Connell, Jake O'Connell there. What more could you possibly want? I mean, how do you need anybody but Brad Cottam on your team? Random tight ends. I became like, was it O'Shaughnessy that was on the team?
O'Shaughnessy.
For like
I loved O'Shaughnessy.
Shaughnessy, that guy Shaughnessy.
Can we also go back and realize that Chiefs fans, we all deserve the current Chiefs generation. That 2012 Chiefs team may have been worse. I know they won 2 games. That may be one of the worst teams in NFL history.
I mean, they won 2
averaged
games, so
they averaged 13 points a game and gave up over 26 a game.
Yeah.
They
Is that good or bad?
Like what were the undefeated, the winless Browns or Lions?
They were defeated. They did not win a game.
Yeah, but what was
They
the
lost
scoring
2
differential?
More games. I don't know.
This has to be one of the historically Matt
That's pretty
Cap.
bad.
They threw 8 touchdown passes all year.
Yeah.
8 and 20.
So this text comes in, And this is a good one. This is a guy whose name comes up when I go through the Camp Darlings, the training camp stars, the Camp Darlings, the category that we have every year when training camp opens up. Text says, I don't remember the name, but the running back from Emporia State. Oh, Brian Shea. Brian Shea from Emporia State. He was the Harlan Hill Award winner back in the late 90s. And he was and by the way, if you don't know, do you know what the Harlan Hill Trophy is, Sterling? I'm totally putting you on the spot.
No, I'm looking at the Lions right now.
Okay, very good.
The Chiefs look like
Harlan
they were the
Hill
worst.
is the Division II Heisman.
Okay.
So Brian Shea, Emporia State, won the Harlan Hill Trophy, and he was a training camp star. It was he and Jesse Haynes, Northwest Missouri State in the house, just running back stars in the late 90s.
Did you know Dante Culpepper played on that 0-16 Lions team? You remember that?
I don't remember that. Wow. Texas Lake Dawson caught the only TD scored by the Chiefs in the 10-7 playoff loss to the Colts. Yeah. Lake Dawson had a propensity of jumping up to catch it in his stomach. It's like he caught everything, but he would jump up and catch it in his stomach. I don't know. I've loved Lake Dawson. I wanted a Lake Dawson jersey back in the day. I didn't get one. I got a stupid Marcus Allen jersey that turned into my playing football outside jersey because he turned out to be a jerksy. So we'll take a timeout. We'll come back, continue rolling more zone next. What? Man, if you're out there and you are suffering from erectile dysfunction, well, there's no reason to wait. Heartland Men's Health is here to help you, and they have treatments that work with success rates well over 90%. Maybe you're a guy out there that has the issue and you've tried the pills or the herbals. Maybe they're working great. If not, and they failed, Heartland Men's Health treatments work when that happens. You know the issues that it can cause in the bedroom, in the relationship, maybe even outside of the home if you're thinking about it, stressed about it, and your work may suffer. Other things may suffer as well. There's no need to wait. There's no need to suffer for you as well. Simply schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health today. That may be the most difficult thing you do in trying to get this thing alleviated because Heartland Men's Health is successfully treating men in the Kansas City area. Your initial visit is only $99, and that includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T, and that PSA test we talk about. And if medically advised, you get a test dose. And if the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free. You don't pay a dime. If it does, you are on your way to figuring things out. They've got an expert staff with 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Independence, between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and North Kansas City. Call them today. I said O'Shaughnessy, but I was actually wrong in the name. Who I was thinking of was not O'Shaughnessy, the tight end. And somebody texted in as to one of the names, and I'm like, that's who I was thinking of, but I totally got the name wrong because all of those tight ends sort of blended together at times. Sean McGrath.
Oh yeah,
That's who I was thinking
I've
of.
done a whole show on
Sean
Sean McGrath.
McGrath.
Were you here that day?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I did a whole show about Sean McGrath.
Which, by the way,
Great beard and everything.
by the way,
Yeah.
Sean McGrath is Corey Stoll. If you don't know, Corey Stoll from Billions. He didn't stole from Billions. Corey Stoll is in the TV show Billions. Also in Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp. Plays Darren Cross, Yellow Jacket in Ant-Man.
You're just saying words right now. That
I know.
Yeah.
Look up Sean McGrath.
Yeah, I know. Sean.
Okay, and look up Sean McGrath without a beard. Okay,
I've never seen that. I don't know if I like that.
he's got like a closely shaven beard, right? In some of the pictures, if you just look at like images of Sean McGrath.
No.
And then so like, all right, so here's a picture of him, right there,
Okay.
right, and here's Corey Stoll.
Oh yeah, very similar.
Very similar, the same dude,
No.
same guy. Say you'll never convince me otherwise.
I've never seen him in the same room, I guess.
I haven't seen him in the same room at the same time, Corey Stoll and Sean McGrath, ever. They're the same guys.
Sean McGrath, what's the singer of Sugar Ray?
Something McGrath, I thought, isn't
Mark
it?
McGrath.
Mark McGrath, yeah, Sean's brother.
I wonder if they're related.
Sean's brother.
That'd be a wild combo.
Yes.
Yeah, I was a huge Sean McGrath guy. I actually did a whole, I think you were gone. And somehow
That never
the
happened.
show devolved into a Sean McGrath fan favorite love story.
Yeah,
quite frankly.
I said O'Shaughnessy, but I meant McGrath, and I apologize.
I did the
to-
same thing, actually.
Yeah. I like nothing against O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy was fine.
You think beard, and you think, oh, that
Yes,
has to be O'Shaughnessy.
exactly.
No, I did the same thing. This was actually
Right.
a long-winded way.
Yeah.
Dylan and I remember that. Dylan Michaels, we had a long conversation on who I was thinking of. It turned out the whole time it was McGrath.
Amir Smith Marset comes in with the text.
I want to talk more about Sean McGrath.
Billy Baber, the other tight end. Bobby Bell, that doesn't count. Text says Keith Cash. Oh, that was a fan favorite. Boomer Grigsby, you son of a. Boy, that text is in my doghouse. You are in my doghouse. Text says, related but not, cleaning out my basement of autographed items from Tony Moiaki, Cliff Alexander, KU, Bubba Starling, and David Beatty. Taking offers.
Love that.
I think Michael might be putting a bid in right now.
$5, take it or leave it.
You want that David Beatty autograph?
The Cliff Alexander one's
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah, I found my
It's a deep cut.
Shane Costa autograph from Royals Fan Fest the other day. Strong.
Nice. Well
Shane
done.
Costa.
Man, there are so many random autographs that you can get from those different fan
They're
fan
fun.
fests. I agree. Boomer Grigsby, I'm fighting you. waiting for me to eventually put that out there, Right.
That's pretty good.
Now we're done. Now we can move on from it. But it's been a couple of years, But also, I think I added context to it when I said the Chiefs are not willing to take the $100 million salary cap, dead cap hit. So I'm just saying, I think that's now the shark has been jumped. We can move on from that. I do
my yearly one on Patrick or Kelsey or Chris Jones, where I go, if Patrick Mahomes makes the 53-man roster, I'll golf tomorrow afternoon.
See?
If he makes it, I'll golf.
Right.
I'll do it.
No,
I need an excuse. Hey, babe, I have to golf tomorrow. Patrick made the 53, and I promised if he made the roster, I would golf tomorrow afternoon. As long as it doesn't rain too hard, I will be there.
But starting now.
No one else can do it.
No, because now, here's the thing. Once I use come on. It's the reputation precedes me. Once the joke, we can move on from it at that point. So what I'm saying is, as of 2026, there is no more that Patrick Mahomes has made the 53-man roster.
Okay. So
After
next
today.
year, it'll be Nick Bolton. If Nick Bolton makes it.
I don't know. I mean, if he's a casualty.
He's on a contract. I don't know. Creed Humphrey makes the roster. I'll golf. I'll do it. Someone has to be bold. I'll be bold.
I'm just saying, the reputation is there. Once I've used the joke, then it's probably been the shark has been jumped. At that point, it's time to move on. But apparently you're using it in a different way.
I use it just so I can find an excuse to golf.
No, that makes sense. The Tony Kornheiser, what do you want for Father's Day joke? What do you want for Father's Day? All I want for Father's Day is to be able to golf on Mother's Day. That's what I would like for Father's Day gift, to golf on Mother's Day. And by the way, I was driving around on Mother's Day. We were heading to a baseball tournament, and driving by the Overland Park golf course over off of 135th and Quivira.
Yeah.
There, and there were a bunch of guys in their golf courts, driving around, and I thought to myself, those guys got their Father's Day gifts.
Just cashed them.
Got the Father's Day gift to be able. Who's playing golf on Mother's Day? Who really is doing that? I guess if you're not married and you're not getting together for
You don't have a
Mother's
kid.
Day, huh?
You don't have a kid.
Yeah, I mean, yes, that. But if
I'm married, but I don't have a kid.
I guess I just connected the two. I apologize.
My mom would want me to golf. My mom would say, "Go golf."
That's nice of your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's true. Yeah. I thought it was odd that a lot of them with their young kids doing that. Just joking. I can't put myself in other people's shoes, apparently. As I was driving, I'm like, these guys clearly all have kids and are married with, mothers of their children still married and moms in their life. How selfish are they? But no, I think in my world, Sterling, they all got their Father's Day gift.
Jason just throws everyone in a bucket, and they're all the same.
Right. In my world, they all got their Father's Day gift.
The QB bucket. Jason just picks them out. They're all...
It's a third base tree.
They all grow on there.
Ned Yost. It wasn't a third base tree. Mike Moustakas, they don't have a third base tree to go and pluck somebody from.
Michael Garcia's from that same tree.
Is he?
Or was he the shortstop tree that they moved to third base? It could be different.
I don't know. I mean, they like to move shortstops to third. One of them was a legitimate reason to move the shortstop to third.
Alberto Mondesi.
Michael Garcia was a legitimate reason to move to third because of Bobby Witt Jr. Moving Bobby to third.
But you had Alberto Mondesi. It made sense.
Not a legitimate reason. It's when we played the TMZ or the crazy YouTube of that one guy that was a huge fan of Bobby Witt that was "Leave Bobby alone." He made the original one about Britney, but this one was about Bobby Witt, just to leave him at shortstop. So we've been going through some people that we randomly liked for whatever reason.
Javier Arenas.
You like Tony Javier Arenas. You hated the trade, and you hated whoever they got back for Javier Arenas. That was odd for you to be that strong on that. By the way, I want to point out that one of the a piece of news that came out earlier today, and that is that the Houston Texans are looking to trade Cam Robinson. I bring this up because when we were talking about free agent left tackles, Ronnie Stanley was somebody that I wanted. He ended up staying with the Baltimore Ravens, so he was never available. Jalen Moore was out there. Dan Moore was out there. Cam Robinson was somebody that was talked about. with the Minnesota Vikings not needing to re-sign him when they were getting Darisaw back. The Houston Texans trade Laramie Tunsil and sign Cam Robinson. They are now looking to trade Cam Robinson because local Ruskin in the house, Arianti Ursary, apparently has won the left tackle job for the Houston Texans.
Wow.
A guy
Good for him.
A guy that we thought was right tackle only.
Yeah.
A guy that we discussed and said if the Chiefs are looking at tackle, we shouldn't eliminate them drafting a right tackle if Jawan Taylor's last year is this year. Mm-hmm. As Brett Veach has already said, Jawan Taylor's he's at the back end of his career, second half of his contract, or whatever he called it.
Tail end, maybe.
Tail end, that's what he said, tail end, because I guess technically on a 4-year deal, this would be the second half, being year 3. But it's essentially this is his final year. But we said, right tackle we shouldn't eliminate. They could draft a right tackle. And they signed Jalen Moore.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's like, okay, they could still draft a right tackle here. And Arianti Ursary was somebody that we had talked about of maybe being drafted. Local kid. And it looks like if the Houston Texans are looking to trade Cam Robinson, who has gotten injured in camp, which then they moved Ursary to left tackle. And apparently he's performed so well, and he's been one of the bright spots of the Houston Texans that they feel like they can now move on from Cam Robinson and feel like they can trade him.
Which it's not the worst thing in the world because it wasn't like it was a massive contract for Cam Robinson. It was 1 year, $12 million. And I'll also point out there's a lot of teams that I'm not saying Cam Robinson's a stud by any means, but you're looking at a team like the Falcons with Caleb McGarry going down. You're looking at the Bears, who still I think might be looking at some offensive line help in general. You sign them, and then you basically can recoup a draft pick for that because it'd be like Jalen Moore. Jalen Moore's contract is not quite as doesn't behoove the Chiefs to do as much, especially with some maybe concerns on the right side still with Jawan Taylor. But you look around and you go, you know what? If the Chiefs were in that market of trading, they probably could trade Jalen Moore because they feel that comfortable with Josh Simmons right now. But the process was still sound. The process of the Texans signing Cam Robinson was sound. They just ended up getting Ursary in the draft. They didn't know they were going to get him there, and they didn't know he was going to look this good. Yeah, so it's the same situation almost that the Chiefs are in.
If the Texans thought they were going to find their left tackle of the future, I don't know that they would have waited to the 48th pick of the draft in the second round. They might have either traded up or done something like I don't remember the Texans draft overall to say, well, they should have taken him here, they could have taken him there. I don't remember. But if the Chiefs thought Trey Smith was going to be this good, they wouldn't have waited to the 6th round to draft him. They would have drafted him earlier because you don't want to take a chance on somebody that could be one of the best guards in football that, he'll be there in the 6th round because of medicals. We'll draft all of these other guys before that, and then we'll take him in the 6th round because we feel good about it. No, it was a risk, and he turned out to be really good, and the Chiefs were rewarded for that risk. Just as it looks like so far, knock on wood, the Chiefs' early indications are that they will be rewarded for the Josh Simmons risk. The Houston Texans, their process, like you talked about, the Jalen Moore process with the Chiefs, the Houston Texans trading Laramie Tunsil, getting draft picks, signing Cam Robinson, and then taking Ursary in the 2nd round at 48th overall. That, looks like Adam Schefter tweeted out earlier today, said a name to watch today, Texans left tackle Cam Robinson, who the team has discussed trading. Rookie Arianti Ursary has impressed this summer and looks ready to man the Texans left tackle position. Aaron Wilson of the NFL says Texans veteran Cam Robinson potential trade. Falcons make a ton of sense as one of the most tackle-thin teams in the NFL after knee injury to Caleb McGarry. Falcons actively looking for OT. Texans expected to go with talented, massive rookie Arianti Ursary. And by the way, if you know a little bit about Ursary's story, I mean, to think about what his story is and where he came from and the early, hardships in the family to make it through that, to go from being a basketball player only to then falling in love with football at Ruskin to then going and getting a Division I scholarship to play at Minnesota, to be the 48th overall pick, and now to be the starting left tackle for the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
Just an absolutely amazing story for somebody that, look, his size is not taught, but there are guys who are 6'6", 330 pounds that don't make it in the NFL. That aren't good enough. Guys that are 6'6", 300 pounds that, don't have the path that he's on to where you would come from hardship and then keep your head on straight, go through high school, sports, driven, focused, making it, helping the family, get to Minnesota, and now you're signing a second-round contract, and left tackle makes a lot of money. You perform well over the next 4 years. I mean, it's generational wealth. Already, for his family, wealth that is life-changing. But you play 4 years with the Texans at left tackle, it's generational wealth. You're talking 60, 70 million guaranteed for that guy, for where he came. Just an amazing story. And local kids always want to root for them. It looks like that Cam Robinson is going to get traded from the Texans and Ursary, a guy that was a right tackle only. Like, he's a right, you're going to be drafted. And that's what they did. They drafted him to play. They signed Cam Robinson. Ursary was going to play right tackle. And then Cam Robinson gets hurt, and they move him over to left tackle. And he has done nothing but perform. So he is, there are a couple of, it sucks because there are a couple of Houston Texans that I have to root for. You know, Jalen Knoll and, of course, Ariante Ursary.
Will Anderson for me.
Has no local connection whatsoever. Jalen Knoll, Park Hill in the house, and Ariante Ursary, Ruskin in the house.
He always remembers me on Radio Row and stuff, and he always comes up.
I'm looking at the local kids.
He always comes up and is like, "What's up? Let's hang out." And so I'm like, "Thank you, Will."
I'm looking at the local kids. You're looking selfishly. I'm looking at overall Park Hill in the house, Ruskin in the house. I'm thinking about how obsessed the Texans are with Kansas City. They're so obsessed with Kansas City that they came here to go and draft players.
That's true.
Obsessed with Kansas
true.
City. We want as much intel on Kansas City as we can get. Whether that's the Chiefs or the city, we don't care.
Will Anderson drafted and C.J. Stroud drafted in KC.
We're gonna 100%. Good call. Good call. We're gonna cover almost the entire. We're gonna go to Ruskin. We're gonna go to Park Hill. We're gonna get different areas of the city just so we have it fully covered, blanketed. All right. We're gonna get past the Chiefs, no matter how we do it. But in all seriousness. That is really, really awesome news for Ariante Ursary. A guy who I would have been totally fine. We talked about it if the Chiefs took him.
100%.
Because, again, they signed Jalen Moore. And I'm like, if you bring in Ursary, I didn't think it picked number 32. 31.
No, we were hoping second round. You're hoping it was that range of
right.
He probably isn't getting to you at 60.
But do you
60.
Trade back from 31? It was one of those things to where do you trade back to like 35, 36, 37, pick up an extra third round, take Ursary. Jalen Moore's your left tackle for 2 years. Ursary's there as a swing tackle, but then you move on from Juwan Taylor. You've got 3 years with Ursary as your right tackle. Your last year with Jalen Moore, maybe he impresses and you might have something as your left tackle, but it gives you another full year of seeing what you have in Moore. Do you re-sign him? Do you go and draft somebody? But if you draft somebody there in 2026 first round, now you would have your left tackle and right tackle being young draft picks in Ursary and name the next left tackle, and Jalen Moore's final year of his contract. You can either move on from him and take the dead cap hit, but you would also save some money, or he could be the swing tackle, and you've got your young tackles for the next 3 years together. It was part of what overall we talked about, but that seems to be the news out of Houston. 913-912-4810 is the text line to be a part of the show. Part of the conversation, 913-912-4810. Some of the news that's come from the Kansas City Chiefs, if you missed it, Mike Edwards has been released by the Kansas City Chiefs. Kevin Knowles released. Cooper McDonald has made the team, the sixth linebacker. We're expecting 6 linebackers. Maybe it's 5, and Cochran is like an IR guy or something. I don't know.
Sure.
But Cooper McDonald has made the team. Tuipulotu has been released. He's the casualty of Derek Nottie being traded for.
Yeah.
Esapole has been released. Cam Jones has been released. C.J. Hansen has been released. Esapole is a surprise because he's impressed in camp so far, and I don't know that he clears waivers. He may. If he does, hopefully he does. There are 2 guys that I'm crossing my fingers that I hope will clear waivers. Kevin Knowles and Esapole.
Yeah.
I really hope those guys clear waivers because I think there's potential long term for them. Cam Jones, I don't think is going to clear waivers. I think he's a Tennessee Titan.
Yeah.
And I think C.J. Hansen would clear waivers, but maybe he's a practice squad guy you bring back. I mean, they tried last year with him, and then
the guy 7th round from Holy Cross. You knew there was some
right. You knew there was some learning. He's like that safety for Elijah Mitchell. Like C.J. Hansen just didn't block his guy.
Yeah.
Just didn't, but just went the wrong way.
Yeah.
And you're in year 2. That's what's problematic for C.J. Hansen.
Yeah, not great, Bob.
Is if he was a rookie, it's like, okay, you're learning the offense. It's year 2 for him. Like, you can't be on the field in year 2 in preseason at the 1 yard line and go the wrong way and block the wrong guy. And your guy you're supposed to block just runs free from the defensive line and tackles Elijah Mitchell for a safety. That's tough. Not a surprise he's cut. I don't know that they bring him back to the practice squad either. I'd be interested if they do. If they keep 10 offensive linemen, maybe that's Ethan Driscoll. If they only keep 9, then it looks like Driscoll would be out as well because you've got your 5 starters, and then your backups are Jalen Moore, Wanya Morris, Caliendo, and Hunter Norzad.
Yep.
Would be the guy that would guys.
And you have a lot of versatility in that spot as well. Did I see Chu Godric was also?
I did not see that.
Okay.
Yes.
I am correct.
Yeah. He
Okay.
got waived.
Okay, he got waived. So trying to bring him back in the practice squad because you get the extra spot with the international program, so that doesn't really count against you. So still some opportunity for Chu Godric. So interesting there.
Trying to find if there's any updates. I've been trying to refresh.
Dang, KJ Hamler released by the Bills. Hard Knock spoiler.
Yeah.
I like KJ Hamler.
Carson
He's funny.
Steele released by the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Matt Derrick tweets out, this is something of interest here because it's what we have been wondering about. He says, can't confirm Chiefs are waiving Carson Steele. Chiefs appear heading toward carrying 3 running backs to start the season, barring a trade. So Elijah Mitchell was in there late in the fourth quarter. Carson Steele was in there a little bit late in the game on Friday. We talked about Elijah Mitchell being there were a few names that we talked about as surprise cuts. Elijah Mitchell was one that I think was that people went with. I went with Mike Edwards. That's unfortunately happened for him. Elijah Mitchell's not a surprise. He just hasn't shown what they were hoping he would show. And they drafted Brashard Smith. And once we heard, I think it was Jesse Knoll. He was the first one, or Jesse Knoll, whatever. Jesse Knoll Williams, Jesse Knoll, The Athletic. He's the one that we read his story at The Athletic that said something he's keeping an eye on.
You really are thinking about Kevin Knowles a lot. You even called him Jesse Knowles.
Jesse Knowles. Poor guy. Jesse Knowles didn't get cut. Jesse Newell.
No, Jesse Knowles did. Jesse Newell did not.
No, Jesse Knowles didn't get cut either. Wherever he's at, he did not get cut. Jesse Newell with The Athletic and of Sports Radio 810 WHB with New Day. But when he tweeted out, or not tweeted out, but he wrote in The Athletic like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks, it seems so long ago, and he said, keep an eye on the Chiefs looking to acquire a running back. And you and I talked like, whoa, okay. If they're looking to acquire a running back, well, that's bad news for Carson Steele, and that's bad news for Elijah Mitchell. Like, that's the first time that it was like, let's look at running back a little closer, that they may feel like they only have 3 guys on this team that they're going to move forward with, being the obvious Pacheco, Hunt, and Brashard Smith.
But would they move forward with 4 on the roster?
They've had 4 on the roster before. They only activate 3 on game day, but they kept 4 before. I think
I got a lot that keep 4, but again, that 4th guy is almost always inactive on game day. It's kind of like tight ends. If you have 4 tight ends, it feels like a lot. That's inactive on game day. 10 offensive linemen, 1 to 2 inactive on game day.
So last year they kept 4 running backs.
Yeah.
But I should say they kept 4 running backs. Again, this goes back to they kept Nick Jones, and then they signed Samaje Perine.
Yeah, correct.
So their initial 53 only had 3 running backs.
Yeah.
It had 3 running backs and 10 defensive backs. The very next day, they signed Samaje Perine, who was already in Kansas City. Like, they were going to sign Samaje Perine. We knew that. So it was the bookkeeping. They released Nick Jones, and they signed Samaje Perine. So, in fact, last year, when they made that move, this is what's crazy about the numbers. In 2022, they kept 26 on offense, 24 on defense. 2023, they kept 25 on offense, 25 on defense. And last year, when they signed Perine and let Nick Jones go, they had 27 on offense and 23 on defense.
Oh, my gosh.
Because they initially had 26 and 24 with
That's
Nick Jones.
Crazy.
And then they had 27 and 23 because they kept 4 tight ends, 10 offensive linemen, 7 wide receivers, and 4 running backs last year.
Ooh, new podium at Chiefs, by the way. Looks like Andy, Mike Dana, and Xavier Worthy.
Oh.
So
we don't get like Cooper McDonald today?
So we don't know.
Because last year we got Carson Steele.
Well, lineup is subject to change.
Okay.
They always put that.
Right. Subject to change. Okay. Man, I was really hoping we would get one of those cool, like, human,
think pieces.
No, it just, just those.
Sorry, I was reading John Steinbeck recently.
Is that right?
So now I'm all in my literary.
It's a think piece.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, but yeah, you're right. The Cooper McDonald, just in general, it's nice when you get those players who you see the emotion for them as they find out they're on the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl winning squad.
I like the human interest story. We got that last year with Carson Steele and found out about his Crocky J.
Yeah,
You know, found out about his crocodile and things like that, and his great hair.
I think that was the issue, is you can only have one of those guys. This year it's Gardner Minshew. You can't
point.
have two of the same archetype right there.
Good call. Good call. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll hear from the Chiefs coming up about 11:45. Andy Reid, Mike Dane, and Xavier Worthy are the ones at the podium right now that we think will be there. So we'll take a timeout. We'll come back, continue rolling. More Zone next. make it to the Chiefs in the waivers. But again, he was a 7th rounder, and he was drafted 5 picks before Brashard Smith. And again, he spent 2 days in Kansas City in his top 30. The Chiefs, one of their top 30 visits was Damian Martinez. He's not Brashard Smith. He's Kareem Hunt. So if you want to bring in a 5'10", 225-pound running back that likes to run through guys, that is a short yardage situation, that has good vision between the tackles, that might be somebody you bring in and you develop a little bit more with younger, fresher legs than Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt is fine. He's got really good vision. He does convert those short yardage situations, so I'm fine with Kareem Hunt being on the team. But if Brashard Smith is your kind of big play back that they are clearly trying to utilize more, I mean, he was in that first drive. He had 2 plays, He had the pass that was dropped down the sideline or in the middle of the field down the left seam, and then he had the pass that he caught on that quick little slant that was almost a touchdown. Patrick Mahomes did say after the game that as I threw it, I saw that Noah Gray had a wide open touchdown. And he did, but also when you pause it right when Mahomes is releasing the football to Brashard Smith, there's a chance of that being a touchdown as well. I think if Brashard Smith had to do it again, and maybe that's exactly what the Chiefs wanted him to run, maybe that's the exact route the Chiefs wanted him to run, because when he cuts around Fisker, I think is who it is, number 9 for the Bears, when he cuts left up the seam, if he cuts it a little more shallow, more to his, let's say, 10 o'clock, as opposed to 10:30, as opposed to what was 11 o'clock, I think if he cuts it more that way, he catches it and he can outrun Fisker to, I think that's who the safety was, to the end zone. But by sort of making it a little deeper the cut towards the goal line, he didn't gain as much separation to where he was able to reach, grab a leg, and trip him up right before the end zone. I have no idea if that's exactly how they wanted him to run the route or that's the spatial recognition where a Kelsey or a Rashee Rice or somebody that's more experienced with it may have that particular route down. Who knows? He caught the ball. He shows what I think the Chiefs are wanting to do with him in the offense out of the backfield, getting him lined up with a linebacker or a safety and using a guy that was a wide receiver most of his time in college that's a running back with blazing speed and having that option route to where jab step, show the leg to the outside, and then boom, cut on the inside. And good luck being a safety or a linebacker that's going to be able to stay up with that for it not to be an easy pitch and catch from Mahomes to Brashard Smith. Damian Martinez went right before Brashard Smith. They are different types of players.
Yeah.
It's a Kareem Hunt versus, Jerick McKinnon type guys. So, again, he may not even make it through waivers. I mean, the Chiefs are down at the end of waivers. So, it's not like your fantasy football waiver wire that if you select somebody, you go to the end. No. If you're the first pick in the draft, you get first pick on waivers for everybody. So you want to take 50 people on waivers, you'd have the first choice at those players that are on waivers. It's not, we're going to take this guy. Okay, now you go back to pick number 32 and everybody moves up.
It should be.
It's not now. It's not
It
your
should
fantasy
be.
football. It's not fantasy football. It's real life football.
Fantasy football
It's why
has
they get
some
the first pick in every
good-
round. They get the first pick in every
Should
round
be
in
a
the
snake.
NFL draft. Should be a snake draft in the NFL.
Chiefs got 31 last year. Should get 33.
33.
Or 34.
34, yeah.
I'm. It's only fair is fair
That's a good point, yeah.
until the Chiefs are bad again, and then I will say no. We shall go back to the original.
It's just
way.
dumb to do it that way. All right, we take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll hear from Andy Reid. We'll hear from Mike Dana. We will hear from Xavier Worthy. Not sure if anybody else will show up at the podium or not, but news all around the NFL. Some interesting names. Cooper McDonald has made the team. Tyquan Thornton has made the team. Carson Steele has been released. Mike Edwards released. Kevin Knowles released. Tua Pelotu released. Essa Pole released. Cam Jones released. C.J. Hansen released. And more. We continue rolling. Hear from Andy Reid, Mike Dana, Xavier Worthy next. All right, we continue right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Jason Anderson with you, Sterling Holmes, Michael Darcy. We head up until 2 o'clock. We will hear from Andy Reid. We'll hear from Mike Dana. And we will hear from Xavier Worthy as the Chiefs are going through their cut-down day. A lot of news around the NFL as well. So one of the intriguing names that's out there for me is Damian Martinez, running back from Miami, that the Chiefs had in on a pre-draft visit. Was a guy that we talked about during the draft process in this loaded running back room that was a favorite for a lot of different people. And he is a smaller, stockier, sort of bowling ball running back type. I would say more of the Kareem Hunt. And the Chiefs just saw him against the Seattle Seahawks a couple of Fridays ago. He's been released. And the Chiefs have released Carson Steele. Again, Martinez would have to clear waivers. He's not the only team that probably, talked with him pre-draft. And he was a 7th rounder, so it's not like this guy was a 3rd or 4th rounder or anything. So maybe he does, get to the Chiefs. And maybe the Chiefs don't even want to go that route because they're looking to trade for a running back or acquire a running back a different way. As Matt Derrick tweeted out with Carson Steele not making the team, tweeted out that it looks like the Chiefs are leaning and looking like they're going to be keeping only 3 running backs. So Carson Steele is out. If they keep 4 running backs, that means it's Elijah Mitchell. If they keep 3, that means Elijah Mitchell is out. So it sort of comes down to, it feels like, whether Elijah Mitchell makes the team or not. And, Matt Derrick also tweeting out the unless there's sort of a trade or something like that with the Chiefs, then they might keep 4. So we'll find out. 913-912-4810 is the text line. 913-912-4810, the text line to be part of the show, part of the conversation. I do like one of the tweets that was out there. It's like, not every former Chief is an intriguing free agent pickup.
Correct.
Like, that is absolutely true. I'll be honest with you. We haven't talked about this yet, but
You're really intrigued by McCole Hardman.
No. I'm not really all that excited about them bringing back Derek Nottie.
Yeah.
That's actually a bad sign to me. Because they didn't bring back Derek Nottie because they didn't think they needed him. And then you go into a draft with defensive tackles, right? We talked about a deeper defensive tackle draft or a defensive line overall.
And you signed Jerry Tillery.
You signed him. You weren't going to keep Turk. You knew that. And so Derek Nottie, you've had him around a couple of years on 1-year deals. And it's sort of run its course. There's a reason you kept around Mike Pennell, because he was better than Nottie. Now, Derek Nottie being depth piece, okay, it's fine, whatever. But you're also giving up some sort of a draft pick for Derek Nottie. And to me, Derek Nottie on the team is because their defensive line and defensive tackle is not looking like what they wanted it to look like. And
it wasn't like you got outbid. You're right. It wasn't Tershawn Wharton where it's like, we want him, but we can't compete with what the Panthers are giving him.
Vet minimum.
It was 1 for 1.4.
Yeah.
Right. So that to me was, again, I agree. It's a bad sign of where the Chiefs clearly see where the defensive line is at right now.
And also it's because I don't think he has much left. I know he's going to play a very specific role of a one technique. And I'll offer this as a caveat, though, to what could be where I could be convinced otherwise. And that would be, we're bringing in Mike Pennell. If the Chiefs are looking at saying, we're bringing in Mike Pennell because we want Omar Norman-Lott to move back to a 3. And we've had him more, he's put on some weight, so he's had some he's shaved. We drafted him to be a specific player. Maybe they drafted him to be that player, but also put on weight because they thought there was more to him. If he goes back to being maybe what he was more of at Tennessee, when he was a pass rusher and not a, hey, we need you in there to stop the run too, for now, I'd be fine with that. If that's what, hey, we're bringing in Nottie because Pennell and Nottie are the depth. Without Derek Nottie, we have a need that Omar Norman-Lott has to do this. All right, here's Andy Reid's going to be up here very soon. Here's Andy Reid.
The guys that won't practice today are Cochran, Omar, and Jalen Royals. But Cochran and Omar are doing a good job. They're all doing a good job, but they're probably a little closer than Jalen is. Always a tough day as we go forward through today. We haven't officially done anything, so I can't answer any questions on who's here and who's not. You know, but Veach will get you all that going forward. So you can hold off on those, on the questions of who's making it and who's not making it. But other than that, we look forward to the challenge coming up here to play the Chargers. We know they're a good football team, and it'll be a little different setting being in Brazil, but we look forward to heading south there to Brazil. So anyways, with that, time's yours.
Without getting into like the who's here, who's not here, how do you handle a practice on a day like this when you're practicing right before the deadline? We go about it. How's that for an answer? We'll have a good one today.
Andy, when you went back and watched the film of the preseason game, what stood out about the offensive line as a group?
Yeah, you know, Sam, I thought they did a good job. I thought they against what I think is a pretty solid defensive line, defensive front. I thought they held their own. They blitzed a little bit, so it gave you an idea versus a blitz. You know, they were able to handle that pretty good and going in the right direction in the run game, so on. But I thought overall, they did a pretty nice job after looking at it.
How short of an outing do you find it for Kingsley? Kind of settled in, it seemed like, in that one.
Yeah, I just think the more he's able to, you know, play next to Josh, I think is important. There's got to be communication there, and so Josh is new, and Kingsley knows all the stuff. Is just making sure that his partner, his sidekicks, got it, and then, you know, Creed inside working with Creed, and Creed making his call. So you're kind of in the middle of those three when you're sitting in that spot, and you got to be able to listen a little bit, and at the same time be able to make your own calls. But I thought he did good. I think the more reps he gets in there, it's the better he'll get.
Just a thought about bringing Derek Nottie back.
Yeah, I think just good inside player, and you can't really have enough of those guys. I mean, he knows the system, so getting back in there, I think, is a positive. And Brett, you know, we're always a little heavy on O-line and D-line. I mean, that's normally just to make sure we've got those areas filled. So.
Hey, Andy, I just wondered, it seems like a lot of rookies have been productive for you guys. A lot of that goes back to the front office and scouting and things like that. You've been a lot of places. What do you think makes this place unique when it comes to just scouting guys, figuring out who's going to be on the roster, potentially getting new guys in the building that are going to help you?
Yeah, well, I think Brett's, you know, in my mind, he's the best in the business. I think you ask around the league, and you probably get a lot of yes, that he's really good at what he does. And I think the best thing he does, he communicates with everybody. Not only does he have a good eye for talent, but then he talks to the coaches. He utilizes his staff and trusts them, and you know, you end up with a product there. He has to make that final decision, but it's still he's using people and making sure he covers all the bases that way.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Okay, good. Thank you.
All right, there is Andy Reid, and we'll hear from Mike Dana. We'll hear from Xavier Worthy. Very quick, Andy Reid. By the way, Jack Cochran not practicing, Omar Norman-Lott not practicing, and Jalen Royals not practicing. But interesting of that, he said Cochran and Omar Norman-Lott are probably a little closer to coming back than Jalen.
Yeah. So Jalen Royals with that knee tendonitis might make even more sense to keep 7 receivers now.
Almost pulled a Nick Saban.
What's that?
Don't
so
ask.
Quit asking.
So don't ask about the roster cuts. So
yeah,
quit asking.
Quit asking. Oh, Andy, you don't know who's made it and who hasn't made it, Andy? Oh, you don't know that Cooper McDonald has made the team? You're not aware that Carson Steele's been released?
I'm not going to answer that. So quit
so
asking.
Quit asking. But the offensive line weighs in on what he saw from them after watching the tape, and getting blitz, the games, the twists, things like that in a real game is good for them. And they faced that. There were a couple of times where Kingsley and Josh Simmons, they had to hand off, and I think they did a good job on a couple of those where sometimes that's a little more difficult for guys that have never played together in real games before. And that's only the third game those guys have actually played together
in real time where you can tackle the quarterback. Right? It's not just if I miss on this guy, oh well, he's just going to run past Patrick Mahomes and not touch him anyway. But no, he's going to hit Patrick Mahomes. So yeah, real time getting those things in is certainly good. And scouting, Veach handles all that. Veach does a pretty good job of handling those things. But I do think that if Jalen Royals really is slow to continue to recover from the knee tendonitis, then you almost have to keep 7 at that point, right? Because we're talking about keeping 6 with Jalen Royals and Rashee Rice, but with the unknown about Rashee Rice, like if you keep 6 and Royals is slowly recovering, and you release Nico Remigio, and he's picked up off waiver somewhere, and then next week Rashee Rice accepts a penalty and a suspension of 5 games or something. Well, now you've got 5 receivers on your team for 5 weeks.
Well, not only
without
that,
Nico Remigio on your team.
You always have the concerns with Hollywood and Juju.
Yeah, I was going to say you've got 5 receivers with Royals being battling knee tendonitis.
I mean, yes, that's a position where you're going to want a plethora of insurance because, again, 2 guys in Hollywood and Juju, I don't know if you can trust them to play all 17 games, be healthy for all 17 games.
Yeah, so I think that, you never want an injury to help you.
No.
So I think part of it, Nico Remigio was earning his job, but the unknown suspension with Rashee Rice and the Jalen Royals knee tendonitis that Jack Cochran and Omar Norman-Lott are closer. Now, closer doesn't mean that it's tomorrow. He just said that Cochran and Omar Norman-Lott they're probably a little closer to coming back than Jalen. Well, what if Omar Norman-Lott and Cochran aren't ready to come back for another couple weeks? So are they closer to coming back than Jalen Royals? Here's somebody who definitely will be in Brazil playing week 1. Here's Xavier Worthy.
Man, like I said, we got a really good group. I'm excited just to get the season going. I mean, it's another season, year 2, big year for me.
We got to see the first team offense for a little bit longer in the last preseason game. How do you think things went for that group?
I think we came out with like a lot of excitement. I feel like that's just like kind of been the morale of the group. Everybody came out juiced, ready. I feel like we didn't want to come out, so we was having so much fun. But I mean, I feel like that's just kind of like our core right now. Like our Coach Reed says all the time, like let your personality show, and I feel like we're letting that happen.
That 58-yard pass to Tyquan Thornton, I mean, obviously explosive deep down the field play. How much of that is sort of like a preview of what's to come for this offense?
Man, that's something we were doing all camp. That's what we worked on, and that kind of didn't surprise me. It happened in the game. Tyquan's been catching those all camp, and he's really been showing up. So, I mean, this just shows the work we've been putting in.
How much is having somebody like that, because you're just a downfield guy, having somebody else who can do that, open things up for you to maybe even do some stuff underneath?
Man, I feel like anybody could do that in the room right now. I mean, Rasheed could go do that. So, I mean, that just shows like the camaraderie and what we got going on in the room. Everybody could go make a play at any moment, so they have to respect everybody on the field.
Just in general, what can the speed of all you guys really need for what this offense could be in 25?
I feel like it could open a lot of things up. I mean, we got Trav running all the underneath routes, whatever he needs to run, and we got guys like me, Hollywood, Rasheed, Tyquan to take the top off. We got the intermediate game. We got just like you have to play the whole field with all of us on the field.
Xavier, we see a lot of social media posts with you and Rasheed and Hollywood in the same photo. But I don't think you played a snap on the field together, have you?
Nope.
Nah. Maybe I think we did one.
Maybe one in Jacksonville?
Yeah.
Okay, but what is that going to mean if you guys all get on the field together and kind of show what you guys can do all together?
I feel like a lot of what you've seen this past weekend, guys out there having fun making plays.
Seems like a lot of you guys had a good camp, good preseason. How confident is this team kind of going into the season?
Man, I feel like things didn't end how we wanted to last year, and I feel like guys like Chris said it well in the locker room. Like, how are you going to get better? How are you going to adapt and thrive off the situation? Are you going to come back better? Or are you going to come back still soggy and mad that you lost? So I feel like a lot of guys in the offseason came back with a chip on their shoulder, more conditioned, ready to work.
How much time have you had, or do you have, Xavier, to really learn about Brazil, both from a work standpoint and obviously someone who's perhaps not been there before?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I knew about Brazil from Fast and Furious. Yeah, so I don't really know too much.
Well, what was that like? I mean, is that sort of the first thing that came into your mind when you realized that's the schedule?
Yeah, remember that part when he was like, "We're welcome to Brazil."
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know too much about it though.
Couple more.
Xavier, what stands out the biggest difference if you could backtrack to where you were on this day last year? They're formulating the roster. You never played an NFL game. Like, what do you feel differently right now?
I feel like just the aspect of knowing the playbook and knowing what I'm expected to do. So I feel like last year I didn't kind of know like what was going on or how things are gonna flow, and I kind of know the flow of things now around here. So it feels a lot more easier.
Kind of related to Jesse's question a little bit, just when you guys are all on the field together, did you feel things like just opening up differently in the preseason with just a collection of you on the field than maybe there was last year? At times.
Yeah, I feel like definitely for sure. I mean, in preseason, I don't know, it's a little bit different from year 2 and year 1. I feel like I was kind of more comfortable, so I feel like I was kind of moving a lot more faster early on. But I feel like it just all kind of clicked, and everybody was working and moving how they were supposed to.
Last one, everyone.
Xavier, what does it stay like in the locker room when you have some guys who are kind of waiting to find out if they're going to make the final 53-man roster or they might be playing elsewhere this season?
I don't know. Everybody I done talked to, we still normal self, laughing, joking around. I mean, it's probably like one of the funniest rooms I've been around too. So it's just stayed normal.
Thanks, everybody.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, there's Xavier Worthy, very familiar with Brazil from Fast 5. Fast and the Furious when they escaped to Brazil. So, welcome to Brazil. That's what he knows about Brazil. But there's a joke there with the wide receiver room and knowing about Brazil through Fast and Furious. Just saying there is a joke there. You listen to KCFX HD4 Harrisonville, WHB, Kansas City. We'll hear from Mike Dana coming up in just a little bit.
I think in nuts, Brazil nuts.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I hope Christ the Redeemer is down in Brazil, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that? No, it's
Yeah.
not Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
Christ the Redeemer.
Yeah, that's Rio.
Yeah,
de
yeah,
Janeiro.
that's Rio.
Yeah, it's in not Sao Paulo, but it's in,
yeah, but
Rio.
it's in Brazil.
It's in Brazil.
I know it's big. Brazil, big Brazil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
So,
yeah,
I know that.
So
I know
there you go.
Neymar.
Oh, there you go. Good for you.
Right, Neymar is Brazilian, correct?
You are killing it, man. Absolutely.
They are good at soccer.
Mm-hmm.
It's a country.
Yep, familiar with the wax. So he said they're juiced and ready. They had fun in the game on Friday night, letting the personality show. I had taken a note of this on Friday watching the game, and we haven't even mentioned it yet. I mean, we talked Chiefs yesterday. We talked a lot yesterday with college football and stuff. But when Patrick Mahomes scrambled and eventually slid and like almost did like a fake like lateral, I think he wanted a lateral. But as he slid, he got up and then pointed to, I can't remember who was over there. I know Juju was in front of him, but I can't remember who the other one was. But he was almost pointing to like, hey, you got to be behind me, all right? Don't run in front of me. You got to be behind me because I'm going to, if I lateral today, I can't lateral. I was about to lateral, but you guys were in front of me. And he's smiling and laughing. I took a note at that point. I'm like, I don't know the last time I saw the Chiefs on the field having fun like that. I know it's preseason, but they looked like that's the offense Mahomes has been talking about that he's missed. When he said after the 2023 Super Bowl or last year in training camp, right, after they beat the 49ers and won back-to-back Super Bowls, he said, it's kind of boring, the offense, because it wasn't, as open and the offense wasn't as good as it was the year before. 2022, they were the number one offense in the NFL. 23, they had all the drops. They had the issues, losing games. He said it wasn't a whole lot of fun playing offense. Last year was even worse, but I don't remember how often it has looked like preseason, a good number of starters for the Bears on the field defensively, but not all their starters on the field for the Bears defensively. But just the pitch, catch, running the ball, smiles, fun, offensive linemen, Simmons and Juwan Taylor headbutting after a big block, like that offense. And when Xavier Worthy said, everybody was juiced and ready, had fun, we're letting our personality show, I saw that in that game on Friday. And maybe it was just through the eyes of Patrick Mahomes smiling and laughing on the field while playing football. Looked like he was just having fun and not frustrated of like, okay, here's another sack. All right, again, I can't let anything develop. Like he was just back there having fun playing football because he wasn't worrying about as soon as he caught the ball and took his back step, somebody was there to hit him. Or wasn't always going, I've got to look to my left constantly because we've got an issue over there. So, I've got to worry about that. I mean, he read a couple chapters of a book back there in the pocket at times. He was really...
Well, he's also a fast reader, so he has that going for him.
That's a good point, yeah. That's true. That's a Texas Tech education. That's what that is. I've been told. I have no idea. Is Texas Tech good school? I bet it is.
I looked at more facts about Brazil.
Okay, what about it? Big country.
World's largest rodent, the capybara, lives there.
Oh, yeah.
Home to the planet's largest Japanese population outside of Japan.
Okay. I was going to say, wouldn't Japan be that? But outside of Japan, that makes sense.
And somehow also the world's largest Portuguese-speaking country. But it's not Portugal.
Yeah, but you got to it's Portugal's their main language. There's more people that live in Brazil than Portugal. So yes, that makes sense.
It's famous for the Amazon rainforest, if we all knew, and Christ the Redeemer, and 5 World Cup wins. So I was pretty close. I got Christ the Redeemer in the World Cup wins.
Nothing about Fast 5? Nothing about Fast and the Furious, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th installment of that?
It contains about 60% of the Amazon rainforest.
Okay. The other 40% is covered by the Chiefs secondary.
Correct.
Oh, that's a different saying. Sorry. I think Fast 5
largest coffee producer in the world.
Yeah. So is there a report out there, like, where is this coming from? Michael Darcy just jumped in our ear. Not jumped in our ear, but talked in our ear.
He actually did jump in our ear. It was weird.
Yeah.
He's given us semi...
Okay, Travis Kelce just posted on his IG that he and Taylor Swift are engaged. The internet's about to be broken. Travis Kelce popped the question to Taylor Swift. They are now engaged.
Doing it during the Chiefs presser is wild.
Yep.
Do you think he did it so that way no one will get asked about who got cut and who didn't? Look at you, Travis.
Look at you, Trav. They did it. They did. How are they? So when does the divorce happen for this fake relationship? When does the divorce happen for the fake relationship? I need to know this. I got to text my wife. That's what I'm doing right now. Sending her the photo.
That is one of the largest diamonds on a ring I've ever seen. Shocking.
I mean, it's okay. I think it's all right. It's an okay diamond. Boy, I don't know. How do we move forward from this? Okay, they got engaged. This is so high school. You know what I mean? Like, there's no blank space in their relationship anymore. You know what I mean?
I hate that.
How does he not propose to her on the 13th?
Oh.
I mean, that's just somebody that does he really care about her? That's what I want to know. Does he actually care about her? Or maybe he proposed on the 13th, but they wanted to wait till Tuesday, August 26th to make it official.
Good for them.
some damn reason. I'm not sure, but good for them. Engaged and the happy couple now. How about that? I mean, Taylor Swift is now fully on into the kingdom. All right, engaged. 2 of the most eligible bachelor and bachelorettes on the planet are no longer eligible anymore. We've got to take a time out here because we have to regroup somehow. I'm not sure how we're going to do this. We'll take a time out. We will get our bearings straight, in the bearing straight, and then we will move on and talk more about this relationship and the engagement that will be heard all around the world. Get ready, Internet, because you're about to be broken. On cut down day, we find out it's official. Taylor Swift has made the team. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are now engaged. Travis Kelce finally making an honest woman out of Taylor Swift and getting down on one knee and proposing to Taylor Swift. And according to the pictures, it looks like she said yes. So she's wearing the ring. I think she said yes because she's wearing the ring. It is what a gorgeous ring. I'm surprised he was able to spring for that nice of a ring. So good for him. My buddy Derek Schultz lives in Indianapolis. Said, my wife just came running into the room yelling, and I thought it was an emergency, but instead it was Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are engaged. Dude, I mean, Super Bowl. Anything left to do Super Bowl? She'll be announced as the halftime show coming up in a couple of weeks, right? When do they typically announce the halftime show? Like week 1?
Oh, I don't know.
Around week 1 or week? It's early in the season. It's pretty early in the season. I think it might be week 1 or week 2. Like we might be 12 days away from them making it official that Taylor Swift's going to be the halftime performer at the Super Bowl. She's put too many Easter eggs out there, right? Already? God, what if they got engaged in San Francisco?
September 8th, it looked like that was the
so that's like
last year. Kendrick was announced
so that was
September 8th.
That would have been the Sunday?
Sunday.
How about that? So there you go. Drake, nice job. 9 years after the show has been canceled, Taylor Swift has finally won catching Kelce. Taylor Swift has caught Kelce. There you go.
And it was pretty swift.
This fake relationship has gotten elaborate. Like, how are they going to pull this off? How are they going to I mean, this is crazy. This is this is the biggest connection of Kansas City and Philadelphia since the Super Bowl a couple years ago. I mean, you've got Philly and KC coming together. So there you go. Eagles fan, Chiefs player, now Chiefs fan. So how about that? So how do we move forward from this? I don't know. You tell me. Famous sports relationships. It's as famous as it gets, right? I mean, Monroe, DiMaggio.
Yeah, that's probably the number one, yeah.
Kelce, Taylor Swift?
I'd say Monroe, DiMaggio.
Yeah. Is there anything that comes close?
I don't know, man.
I need you. You're the relationship guy.
I don't.
Darcy,
This does nothing for me. I'm happy for them,
You're
but
so stupid. You have
this
no
does
heart.
nothing for
You
me.
have no
I mean,
heart.
I'm thrilled for them, but I don't really.
You have no heart.
Care. I'm happy for them.
You have no heart.
The
Just have
question
some
I
heart
have for you.
Have a heart.
I'm happy. It's not like I'm like hanging out with. It's not like my boys just got engaged.
Go ahead.
Take yourself back to like 2019. Did you ever think you were going to be talking about this?
No, not at all. But you know what I love about it? And here's why I have no problem talking about this. And here's why I have no problem tweeting about it and making sure that others that may follow me outside of the area will see it as well. Because from 2000, let's say, 20 to 21 to 22 to 23, the national media and Chiefs haters had no problem talking about Patrick Mahomes and Brittany Mahomes' relationship. They had no problem talking about Jackson Mahomes. They had no problem pointing out, Brittany and Pat, how miserable is Patrick. Anytime they were out in public and they weren't the perfect couple, it's Patrick and Brittany. Patrick must hate his life. They wanted to talk about Patrick, Brittany, and Jackson constantly. And now it's enough with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. We're just doing what you want to do. You want to talk about the Chiefs' famous players' relationships. You want to talk about Brittany and Patrick. Let's talk about Travis and Taylor. Let's do it. Let's talk about Mike Dana. He's up right now.
Anytime you find that type of joy, happiness, and love, I think that's a beautiful thing.
Do your teammates know? Are they aware of it now too?
I just got told 30 seconds ago, so I don't even know if they know. So, but that's awesome. I'm so happy for them, Trav, Taylor. Like, that's a wonderful, time in life, a wonderful part of their journey. So, that's a beautiful thing to see.
Have you been around her?
Probably like once or twice, New Year's party, a few times at the game, after the game. But, that's a great thing to see, seeing them settle down and, seeing all that happy smiles, happy faces between the two, I feel like it's just an awesome time in life.
Did you wake up today thinking I'm going to be the one Chiefs player?
When I tell you that was not on my mind and being the first one to talk to you guys about it, that's shocking to me. So,
Have you had any of the Pop-Tarts?
Man, listen, them things would get you in trouble because those are like dessert and those are like fire. So if you have one, best believe you're gonna want two, maybe three. But she did like, Pop-Tarts for the whole position groups. I think she did it like last year. And when I tell you the D-line was all over those, like, as soon as we found out it was from her, we was like, yeah, we need about like 4 more boxes of those. And it was about like 12 of them in each.
Speaking of the D-line, Derek Nottie coming back, have you reached out to him? Or, obviously he's here now.
Yeah, he's here now. I think that's a great thing, blessings for him. I think anytime you can bring a veteran leader like him, a guy who's knowledgeable about the game, but also knowledgeable about the system. He had a lot of success in the system previous years he spent his last 7 years here. So I'm happy to see him back. It was a big smile on his face when he got here. So, Nadi hasn't changed and he's still the same guy. And, we're lucky to have him again.
How did you feel about the way the defense played in the first half of that Bears game last night?
I think we knew we had a challenge. Our second preseason game wasn't the showing we really wanted to have. It was a nasty taste in our mouth. So that whole week we were emphasis during practice on locking in, coming out aggressive and, showing how, our defense plays, and I feel like that first half was a good little glimpse. I'm excited for some more action coming up and, getting out there and balling with them guys. But, that was definitely a response to our second preseason game. And that's how we want every game to be, man. We want to set a tone from the jump and, that's how we execute.
Anything else?
Mike, what are you going to get for a wedding gift?
Oh, wow. Well, what they want, I don't know if I could, bring forth, but I think of a good little engagement gift. It might be, something special for them. Maybe some Pop-Tarts back to her, but it won't be homemade. It might just be the box, yeah.
Mike, we asked Xavier Worthy what he knows about Brazil.
What was that?
We asked Xavier Worthy what he knows about Brazil. What do you know about Brazil?
I don't know too much about Brazil. I'm excited to go. It's my first time, going out to Brazil. So I've always heard, crazy things or how, life is different over there, daily life, but also just playing in that whole atmosphere. I know we did the whole international game like 2 years ago, and I thought that was a great experience. So I'm looking forward to this one.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Look, man, candlesticks make a nice wedding gift. Place setters, maybe silverware set. Okay, let's go. Movie. Come on, Sterling. You got this. You got this. Think it through.
Wedding Crashers.
No. All right, what we got here? He's breathing out of the wrong eyelid, and nobody can figure out what to get. What's their name for their wedding? Well, candlesticks always make a nice wedding gift. Table settings, silverware sets.
I don't know.
All right, boys, let's go. It's Bull Durham, dude.
There we
Come
go.
on, get it together, man.
There we go.
Darcy know that.
I was thinking of Wedding
Frank knew
Crashers.
that.
All I could think about was Wedding Crashers, which is a great movie.
Why is that all you would think about?
Yeah,
He was
good luck
breathing
trying to
out of the-
find something they don't
He
have.
was breathing out of the wrong eyelid.
Toaster?
You know?
Hey, Trav, I got you a toaster. Hope you like it.
Mike Dana, who said, I don't know that I could get what they want.
What's on that registry?
Look, Mike Dana has made $20 million in his career. And even he's like, yeah, I can't afford that. I can't afford what they may want on there. What is on the Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift registry? Is there an island? Let's take a break. We'll come back. We're going to talk some baseball with Les Norman. Breaking the norm. We're going to do that. We'll talk some Royals with Les Norman, and we'll talk some engagement. What's on the wedding registry? What do Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, what do they register for? And can anybody, just your regular Joe Schmo, could they afford a Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift gift. And by the way, do they just go to like Bed Bath and Beyond and just scan all over the place like you guys did that, right? We did that with our wedding registry. That the baby showers, you go to the back when Babies R Us and Toys R Us were around, you just go and scan and scan and scan for your registry. Do they do that? Do they have to shut down the whole store? Is it an Amazon wish list? Like, what is it now? What is it in today's day and age? I'm not sure. But what's on that wedding registry, and could we afford it? I don't think so. But who knows? We'll take a time out. We'll come back. We'll talk with Les Norman next. All right, we continue right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Jason Anderson with you, Sterling Holmes, Michael Darcy. Cut down day in the NFL. Following that as we go along, no bigger news than the engagement of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. That is the biggest news in the internet. Is going to be broken, right? It hasn't been broken yet. I don't know.
That has actually been my.
Is that a pet peeve?
Yeah.
Is that an issue
when
for
people
you?
say chip on the shoulder, I don't like that.
Literally.
110%. Yeah, misusing the word literally. And breaking the internet. I can't stand that. When people say it's going to break the internet. It's like, I haven't even heard of it until now.
I mean, I literally.
The internet's still working. It literally is not broken.
My eyes literally roll all the way to the back of my head and do a full spin when somebody misuses the word literally. Oh, I hate it so much. You know who we love, and that is Les Norman.
I literally love Les Norman.
I do too, actually. That's true. Breaking the Norm, truckmovers.com and First Federal Bank of Kansas City. Les, welcome into the show. How are you, sir?
You know what? I'm great. Thank you. And I love you too, guys. And, you know, I was trying to listen in on the internet while I was working today, but for some reason, the internet is broken. I can't figure it out. So I'm struggling.
It's been broken, and there are so many upset Brads, Chads, and Dads out there that she'll probably be at like every game now, because now it's no longer like a fake relationship, I guess. Maybe. You know what happened? They took the fake relationship and then they actually fell in love. It was like an arranged marriage when you actually end up falling in love with somebody in an arranged marriage. That's what happened. It was a total fake relationship that now is real. It's totally cool.
Well, I've got, about all this stuff, guys, I've got good news and bad news.
Okay.
Which one do you want first?
Let's do the bad news first.
The bad news is that I did not make the Chiefs' final roster. I'm crushed.
I wasn't going to report it. I had heard some whispers about it.
I'll do it.
Yep. So there you go. What about the good news? I need the good news now.
The good news is there's a good shot I might be one of the groomsmen in Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's wedding. I'm not sure yet, but I think I have a chance.
Okay. Great. How's this?
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just holding on to hope, maybe.
I will say you have a better chance than I do. I'll say you've got a much
I don't
better
know,
chance
man.
than I do.
I don't think either one of us have a shot. There's a whole list of celebrities that I think are going to be on both sides of that wedding. But hey, more power to them.
That will be
I think I have the best chance. I think of us three, I would have the best chance.
You've interacted with Travis more than any of us. That is true.
I think I could do it.
No, I don't think you have a chance.
I'm gonna talk my way into it.
Les, here's the thing.
I'm gonna do it. It's
Hold
gonna
on.
be. I live a farcical life, Jason. I'm gonna try.
Les, did you just see that immediate leap across that ocean? That it was. I think I have the best chance of people here, which is true because he's interacted the most with Travis Kelce. To then, I think I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it.
I mean,
not best man, but like a groomsman. I won't be the best man. No, I've come to grips with that with Kels, but I think I could be up there.
Here's Les. This is what I'm imagining. This is what it would be like for somebody else to say what Sterling just said. Let's bring a sports scenario to it or example to it. That would be Les Norman going, "Hey guys, out of all of us on the show, I think I have the best chance of making the Royals and playing for them tomorrow. You know what? In fact, I'm going to do it. I'm heading to Chicago. I'll play for the Royals tomorrow."
Yeah,
because yes, Les, absolutely, you have the best chance of making the Royals team tomorrow, of playing out of the four of us here.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's a difference between the best chance and
you gotta have the
reality.
Want, you got to have the want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, obviously the reality is that I would pull my hamstring getting off the plane.
That's like a problem walking. That feels more of an issue with the plane, maybe.
Well, you never know. I mean, Seren messed up his calf on the plane because of those two guys that were going in different directions and ended up knocking him off balance and all of that stuff. So you never know. Crazy things happen on planes all the time, man.
Snakes, even.
There's snakes on a plane. There's a lot of things. You know, Air Force One, get off my plane. You know, a lot of things that take place on this plane. Les, what do you make of the Royals taking all the injured players with them on the plane ride? I thought that was interesting. Is that something that maybe I just missed it and there's like a road trip every year where they do this? Or is it because it's the end of the year or it's getting close to the end of the year, one of their last like longer road trips? I have no idea what the deal is. But what do you make of all the guys that are injured and rehabbing are there in the dugout, going to team dinners and everything with everybody?
So I have no factual information. I've not heard from anybody that I'm connected to, so this is solely conjuring this up in my own mind. But I feel like it's twofold, possibly. One could be that they're making a playoff push. I mean, they're 4 games out, and they for the wild card, and they do have 3 games. Now they still have to do their own business here with the other teams they play, but they got 3 games against Seattle, so there's always an opportunity. They're not out of it yet. But then the other thing too is just that go back to that one where when you have the whole team together, maybe that's kind of a let's bring the whole team together, because sometimes you can have when you have guys that are spotty come in and then come out and come in and come out, you almost have like your whole team, but then your core, and so it's kind of 2 different teams, and so maybe it's kind of that move. But then the other thing is that maybe you're just going to reward some guys that have been with you. The season's almost over; it's almost September 1st, and so maybe you're just going to give those guys an opportunity to be around the team and get that last little bit of reward and time coming in. So it's probably related to this last playoff push, is my guess. Don't think it's a bad idea. So why not?
Can it offer some a refreshing feel to a long grind that, hey, here's some fresh faces in the clubhouse we haven't seen in a while? And they told the story that one of the interviews that somebody was doing, that Cole Reagans the other day was behind him throwing sunflower seeds while the person was trying to do the interview. Just like it seemed, one thing it certainly seems definitely less is that it feels like a little uptick in energy for the guys that are rehabbing. It certainly seems that if Cole Reagans is the guy.
Is someone in his phone? Are we getting hacked?
What do you think we're doing right now? Are we in the Matrix? Which pill did he take?
Are we getting hacked? Was that his wife?
I don't know what that was.
When you're like on back in the day when you'd have the home phones and someone else would get on the phone.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
kind of what it sounded like.
Or sometimes there would be bleed over, and so you might my grandma had a party line, and so there'd be other
guys.
people.
I'm back in. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. What happened? Can you tell us?
Full disclosure.
Yes,
normally when you have these glitches, it's there's always maybe it's this or maybe it's that, but. What happened was that I am working from home, and my wife was pulling out of the garage, and my master is above the garage, and my Bluetooth kicked in.
Yep.
So you were probably asking my wife a question while she was pulling out with one of my sons.
We actually want your wife to answer the question, too. We knew that, and so we wanted her answer, not yours.
Yeah, thank you.
You want the truth.
Yes, correct, yes.
Can you please put your wife back on? We want to talk to the person that has that's smart enough
she's
to...
She's gone now.
Okay, damn
she's not really the radio type. So my apologies, please. The last thing I got from you guys was... Cole Reagans was throwing sunflower seeds. I hope he was using his right arm to do it.
That was what I actually said. No, I said, it sort of seems like maybe with the stories there of him, joking around and doing that, maybe at minimum it's sort of an uptick in a little more life given to the guys that are going through the grind of the rehab.
Yeah, I mean, it could be all those reasons. But regardless, I think anything that you put that, I don't know how you could come up with an answer that would be a negative thing for them to join the team on the trip. I think it's good for morale. It's great camaraderie. You have those guys that are key parts of the team, but all of a sudden they're not going to be around. I mean, why would you not want them to be around? And even just something simple like that, like throwing sunflower seeds and just being silly at the right times, just making things lighter. Cole Reagans, young guy, could still be picking the brain of a walk-up, but could also be helping some of the younger guys that may be, coming up here pretty soon. So, it's all a great idea to me. I did not know that they were doing that, but I think it's a fantastic idea.
Visiting with Les Norman, Breaking the Norm, truckmovers.com, and First Federal Bank of Kansas City. I wanted to get your thoughts on Vinny Pasquantino and how crazy hot he is, and the randomness of baseball that the Royals have 14 straight games with a home run, and it's broken against the White Sox. That's completely random. But the tough game last night. But Vinny Pasquantino has been one of the hottest hitters in baseball. And it feels like, when we talk about some particular hitters, at times we'd be saying, okay, this guy's locked in because he's going to right center or left center, right? He's going like opposite field a little bit. And we've talked about Vinny from time to time that people have said, man, if Vinny, just go the other way. Like, okay, so if he's going to left field, that means he's really letting the ball travel. He's seeing it better, and he's using all fields. He's literally never hit a home run to center field. Every single one of his home runs are to right center and right field. And MLB Network had a little breakdown of what Vinny's doing and why he's been so hot. And it showed the top fly balls pulled in Major League Baseball. Balls hit to pull side in the air in Major League Baseball this year. and Vinny's in like the top 10 or something. Jose Ramirez is number 1. Kyle Raleigh's number 2. Pete Crow Armstrong is up there. Like, you see some Isaac Paredes is up there. Vinny Pasquantino is up there. And my question to you is, like, what it feels like is Vinny, he's not trying to like, oh, let me use the whole field. Let me go left center. Let me go left field. He's almost like doubling down even more in, let me get the ball in the air, pull side, because the average slugging percentage for Major League Baseball on baseballs hitting the air to the pull side is 1.2. It's slugging 1,200 is the average slugging percentage on balls that hit to the pull side. So what do you make of that, Vinny? It's like he's not going to left field, left center. It's like, oh, he's really locked in. He's really locked in, and what they broke down was he's really locked in because he's barreling and pulling and keeping it fair, but everything is still pulled into his power, and he's sort of embracing, I'm a pull hitter, so let me just do what I do best.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's a difference between being a pull hitter and then trying to yank everything to your pull side.
I see.
Because when you try to yank everything, you open your front side, your front foot flies open, your shoulder's gone, and then the bat drags through the zone. It's slower. You don't have as much pop to it. You just lift balls, and they just die. They float out there. And then when you do have an outside pitch where it's 0-2, and you're trying to hang on, your bottom half is gone, and so you just lunge at the outside pitch and just flick something in the air. It's a weak ground ball to second or a weak fly ball to short left field. So anytime that I would mention, hey, he should use the opposite field a little bit more, I don't automatically expect him to hit home runs the opposite field, or the next 7 hits he gets should all be doubles into left center. That's not the case at all. Just hit one ball hard the other way, only on a pitch that is outside. Because if you want a guy that is a pull hitter and you just say just for the sake of going the opposite way, well, no, then you're going away from his strengths, and that's dumb coaching. And so when it's a pitch to go that way, you do hit the ball hard. If you get a hit, great. But then when you lock in like that, then it becomes you're hitting the ball where it's pitched, and a pull hitter is reacting with his hands to his natural strength, which for Vinny is the pull side. So it is absolutely not a negative that Vinny pulls everything. It just becomes a negative, and his offensive output decreases when he's trying to yank or pull every single thing. If Vinny hits the ball hard and makes an out, that attributes to how good he is to his pull side, because he's not just trying to yank every single thing. And Vinny will get hits the other way every once in a while. He'll get hits every once in a while up the middle. Sometimes he'll even cue one off the end of the bat and bloop one, but that's because he has such good plate coverage, and for the most part, pitcher's making a good pitch and he's spoiling it. And so when you hit the ball where it's pitched, then you're going to go into your natural strength. For Vinny, it's strong pull side. It's just what he does, what his swing and his stance is made of.
What's the and I think the game the other day, I can't remember who it was against, when he had the double down the right field line that was called foul, and he was not happy about it. And then I think it was the very next pitch, he laces one into left center that has that slicing action to it, and it slices away from Evan Carter to get there. And it was like, yeah, that's a double for sure. But also, like, again, he pulled that ball down the right field line. It was almost fair, but then he took that thing just and roped it to left center. He wasn't trying to pull everything. It was outside. He was a little behind it, go with it, boom, and barrel that thing. And I think that's also part of it. It's like, okay, you can tell he's locked in and seeing the ball well, because if he can get out in front of it, there was a changeup from Merrill Kelly on the outside, I think on the outside black part of the plate, that he hit for a home run. And it was a changeup, and he went out and got it, and he crushes it. But that was also a changeup. He's out in front, hands do the work. He's seeing the ball. He's barreling it up. He's strong enough to get it out of there. But something that's going to be, around the letters and a little on the outside with 2 strikes, and, you're reacting to it, and then you barrel it and take it the other way to left center, another good indication of how he's seeing the baseball right now. And as you say, his hands reacting, because he's just catching so many barrels right now, and the ball must be like a beach ball to him. And that is, I'd have to imagine, Les, one of the greatest feelings as a baseball player. But also, is it nerve-wracking, too, because you don't want it to go away, and you know that that's not going to be like that forever?
Well, the funny thing is about being in that zone is that when you start thinking about you don't want it to go away is when it usually goes away. Because the whole key of losing that zone season you're in is your brain starts to kick in. And so I know any time at any level, any streak that I've had has only been because I'm not thinking about anything. I'm seeing it and hitting it. I'm not trying. Well, at this at bat, I just think I haven't done it in a while, so I'm going to try and hit a line drive to right center field. You usually do things like that when you're struggling and you're pulling off the ball. Or you say, okay, this at bat, I'm going to try to blank. Well, it's because you're struggling. When you're going through that, all you're thinking of is, I am going to hit the ball hard. Because I had a great conversation with one of our Calvary players, Calvary University players yesterday, and he asked me the question, okay, if you had one thing to tell me as a hitter, what would it be? And my response is, be ready to hit. You can say, hey, get your foot down, be ready to hit. Rudy Armillo, who's a great Rangers and Cubs hitting coach, used to say that. Be ready to hit. Get your foot down. Look for a fastball. All those things. Bottom line is just be ready to hit. So what that means is you're looking for a fastball. You're looking for it in the strength of your zone. You're getting your foot down early. You're staying balanced. Who wants to think of all of those things in that moment? Nobody does. I don't want to think of unless it's food related. I don't want to think about 4 things at once. So it's just simple. Get in there and be ready to hit. And as a hitter, as an advanced professional hitter, you know what all that encompasses. And when you can keep it simple for a long period of time, you're seeing the American League Player of the Week right now and what this dude is doing, because it's incredible.
It's funny because it even goes back to, like, literally, you're talking about Calvary and coaching there and helping out the guys. Like, even my son in some hitting lessons, like, he's, learning the swing and the timing and where your hands are supposed to be and the lag versus drag as you talk about with, when you get out in front and keeping your shoulder in and not opening up. But one of the things that's also, like, sort of tried to be emphasized with them as well is, look, you can get in the box and you're trying to think of all these different things of how you're supposed to swing. And he said, just step out of the box, erase that and go, the most important thing at the at-bat is the ball. He's like, you get in the box, the most important thing is the baseball. So don't get in your head and think about, you work on these things now. Okay, you work on them now so it becomes natural when you get in the box. If you're in the box thinking about that, call time, step out, breath, baseball. That's it. Get in there and look at the baseball and hit it. That's the main thing for you.
Yeah, and usually if you're in a bat early in the count and you're starting to worry about, my mind's going somewhere else. It's like the old Bull Durham where Kevin Costner's in the box and he's saying, get out of your head,
yeah,
and he ends up striking out. I don't care if it's the first pitch of a 10-pitch at bat. If you're thinking, it's probably not going to end well. So it's almost like you just got to, okay, I'm thinking, I shouldn't be thinking. Let's just battle through this at bat the best I can. And then when I go in the dugout, then it's a pause of, okay, get out of your own head. Or if it's after the game, then you got to get into that mode of, okay, tomorrow I'm done with this. I'm not going to be thinking like this anymore. If you're able to do that, I mean, when I would go through those streaks in the minor leagues in AAA, my former manager at the time, Ron Johnson, was the manager, and I would go in and I'd say, RJ, I'm thinking, I can't get out of my head. You've seen it. And I think I've said this before too, but I was joking around and we had this kind of relationship, but I would say, man, they should fire you. You're putting me in the 3-hole and I'm hitting like 220 in my last 10 games. They should fire you for putting me in the lineup. And what that meant to him, he would laugh and he would say, first of all, shut up. And then the second thing he would say is, you're not taking batting practice today. You're not going to take infield today. You're going to stay in here if you need to take a nap, if you need to watch TV, if you need to do one of your nerdy crossword puzzles, which is what I always did. Nice. Whatever it is, you need to shut your brain off. And almost every time I would get 2 or 3 hits that game, and I would come back into the things that I knew how to do, and I would stop thinking. Now, it helps to have a manager that has that confidence in you and you have that relationship with. But he understood that, and then I understood, too, that something's got to give, because I was so cerebral in my approach to hitting and my approach to the game. But there's a time and a place, and in the box during an at-bat is not one of them. You can't carry the weight of past at-bats, current batting average, bad at-bats, whatever it may be. You can't carry that weight. It's got to be in the moment. And when you're able to do that, you have more success.
Visiting with Les Norman, Breaking the Norm, presented by TruckMovers.com and First Federal Bank of Kansas City. We'll take a quick time out. We'll come back. We'll talk about the Royals losing game 1 last night. They got 2 more against the White Sox before returning home with a longer, extended homestand against the Tigers and the Twins and the Angels before the schedule gets really, really tough. It's a crucial couple of games for the Royals to make sure they take this series against the White Sox. We'll take a time out. We'll come back. We'll continue with Les Norman next.
and then Toronto. That final 6 games there, or that 6-game stretch there, where it's in your own hands. You don't want to get to a point where, well, now these games just don't matter. I mean, not just for the sake of that, or maybe numerically it is, but you'd have to sweep all 6 of them. You got to leave yourself a little bit of breathing room to be able to try to take those series 2 out of 3, because you have to be realistic. You're probably not sweeping the Mariners, and you're probably not sweeping the Blue Jays. And look, let's give Chicago a little bit of credit, which is difficult, but although Cameron struggled, they did take some pretty close pitches that were called balls, that they had good at bats. I mean, they hit the ball hard, and some of those pitches that, like the back-to-back home runs, I think the first one was kind of down and in by their catcher. So, yes, he was over the fat part of the plate, but the White Sox did a decent job of hitting, and we didn't hit. I mean, we just didn't. It was a funky motion from their pitcher, and 95 to 97 gets on you really quick when a pitcher hides the ball really well and has a really fluid motion. So it was just one of those games. The White Sox are another big league team, so every once in a while you got to suffer a loss. They've been on a really good stretch, but last night's loss makes these next 2 really important before that off day.
What do you think they last one for you, Les? What do you think they bring back Michael Massey? They send down John Rave. Michael Massey plays left field last night, so it's a lefty bat. Rave is more of a natural outfielder. Massey is a second baseman converting to playing outfield as well. What do you think is behind the move there? Just, they still have a lot more belief in what Michael Massey can bring to the table than John Rave?
Yeah, probably. I don't think they've given up on John Rave. He's going to be back up here in, a week? Yeah. On September 2nd, most likely. So, I mean, it's just a little bit of time, and that's okay. I mean, John Rave just gets to go play in AAA and, collect some really good money that he just made over the last couple months, and he's going to go right back there and do it again. So it's not that big of a deal. I honestly think that this is more of, okay, we have to play Massey. He's been hurt for a long time. It was an extended stay on the DL. We gotta see what we got. I think that the rest of this time is going to be. I don't think he's going to play every day. I really don't. I could be wrong. I think it would be a mistake because he hasn't played in a long time. I'm surprised as soon as he came off, they just jumped him right in there in this push. But I guess if he's going to play against a team, it might as well be against Chicago, who's not very good. But regardless of that, I saw a little bit of the same things in just this first game. That he pops the ball up too much, comes across the ball too much. I mean, that's what we saw before he got hurt, and so right away we kind of saw that thing again. So I just think they're in a situation where they want to see if he can come out of what he did. I mean, he's a good defender. He's not an outfielder. I don't like seeing him in the outfield, but okay. So I just kind of think maybe it's, hey, any of you takers in the rest of the league that maybe want to see what this guy can do for later on when we, move him, then maybe that's it. I don't know that he's going to be a long-term thing, but they got to give him some at-bats to at least find out what he has.
Les Norman, Breaking the Norm, presented by TruckMovers.com and First Federal Bank of Kansas City. Les, we broke the norm today. Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce engaged, and, it's a big deal. It's the biggest news of the day, no matter what else is going to happen today.
In a lot of people's books, it's the biggest news. I'll give you that. But there are those of us that are like, oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's
Thank you,
good.
Les. I'm in the same boat.
Hey,
it's cool. I'm happy for him. I'm not a curmudgeon. I just it doesn't affect me.
For them.
Here's my reasoning behind making sure I talk about it and tweet about it, Les. That for a number of years nationally, people wanted to talk about Brittany Mahomes and Jackson so that they can make fun of Patrick and the Chiefs and throw shade there. That okay, so they want to do that. Great. Well, let's talk about a good relationship then. Oh, now the national people don't want to talk about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. They're tired of it. Not too bad. Because if this was Brittany and Patrick having trouble, you'd be eating it up.
You know the white chick thing where it's like, oh, you want to talk mothers.
So that's why I'm totally fine with talking about it, especially tweeting about it, social media stuff with Taylor and Travis, because I got a little annoyed and tired of people always trying to say how unhappy Patrick was just because, he must hate Brittany.
Yeah, I mean, it's so ridiculous. We live in this world of hate, and everybody wants to point a finger at somebody else. I'm of the old phrase, I'd rather light your candle than curse your darkness. I'm going to be happy about what I have instead of trying to be critical about somebody else that I have nothing to do with. So we joke around about it, but look, man, if they're happy, I think that's awesome. go have a great life together. That's wonderful. I just want to see Travis play football.
100%. Les, you're the man. Appreciate it as always, brother. We'll talk soon.
You got it. Take care, guys.
Absolutely. There's Les Norman. Breaking the Norm, presented by TruckMovers.com, First Federal Bank of Kansas City. I'd rather light your candle than, what do you say, highlight or talk about your darkness?
It was a good line.
I know. I was writing it down, and I got to the light your candle.
Sounded like an author. Was that?
I'd rather
that Nietzsche?
light your candle.
Is that Tolstoy?
Is that is that Bill Shakespeare?
Billiam.
Is that Bill Shakespeare?
Bill.
Is that
Billiam.
Robert? Was that Robert Frost?
Robbie. We went way back. It was Robbie.
Bob Frost.
Bobbert.
I'd rather light your candle than talk.
I do appreciate. He did send me a picture of his wife eating that muffin. Okay, remember how Blind Box brought us in?
Oh, that's
the carrot cake.
That's right.
And I was like, "You're gonna eat on the way home, aren't you?"
Yeah.
He just took a picture. His wife wasn't looking. Just snapped a picture. I was cracking up.
We'll talk with Todd Lebo coming up next. Engagement, baby. roster
She's
with
engaged to be on the 53-man
Okay.
roster.
Yeah.
Okay. There.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She's not fact yet.
Betrothed.
That's a good point. Yeah. Okay. She's been invited to camp. She's on
Betrothed is a great word. We don't
I
use
think
it.
you actually have to be married to be betrothed.
We don't use that word enough.
We should use it more.
We don't use that word enough, and there's not as many Bumpus Joneses in the world anymore. Remember old Bumpus?
Bumpus?
Bumpus Jones from 1890. You don't remember him?
No.
It's probably a Bumpus Jones played for the Cincinnati Red Stockings.
No, you knew who Bumpus Jones was.
Betrothed is the person to whom one is engaged.
So that's my betrothed. Yes. So
yes.
they are each other's
they are
betrothed.
each other's betrothed.
So I was
kind
of doing right. Yeah.
When Travis is next to talk at the podium, somebody should ask.
Look at that, you nailed it.
When's that going to be?
You decided. Hey, Travis, can you talk about your betrothed?
Let's say, hey, Travis. What was it like when she asked you to marry you?
That's right. Travis, do you worry she's with you for your money?
So funny, like when George Costanza asked for a prenup, and Susan's like, I'll sign your prenup.
You don't have anything. What am I going to actually get
I'll
out of
sign
this? That dude's made $100 million in his career and has a $100 million contract with the New Heights podcast, and she's worth $1 billion.
George Costanza.
She dropped
Seinfeld.
times that just to get songs back that she'd already re-recorded.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Taylor's version and now original version, and she's dropped.
Yeah.
Hey, congratulations.
I watched Pretty Woman for the first time in my life,
when?
and whatever my wife this weekend, and
because it's not football season yet.
It's not football.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Last
she knows.
weekend.
Week 0.
Hey,
what do you want to watch?
What do you want? I'll watch what you want to watch.
This
And
last time.
Pretty Woman, and so George is in it.
Yeah, he's
Costanza.
in that. It's one of his first movie roles.
But he does not play a good guy in that
No,
movie.
he's kind of a jerk.
He
that
got a
was
little
before
creepy in there.
Right around when Seinfeld was starting, he got that role.
Now, I can't tell the difference between who are the two ladies, the Capital One girl,
Jennifer Garner.
Jennifer Gardner, and who's the lady in
Julia Roberts.
They're the same person.
They're
Well,
not the same person
they're
at
about
all.
15 years or 20 years difference.
Yeah.
So
No, they're the same. I get confused.
Young Julia Roberts might look a little bit like Jennifer Garner.
Who's the lady in that movie?
That's Julia
That's
Roberts.
Julia
Yeah, no,
Roberts.
that's
Bigger
a
mouth.
Stop.
That well,
She has a
Just
bigger mouth. She has a
making
wide
it up.
mouth.
Who's the lady in the movie?
Pretty
It's
Woman.
Julia Roberts.
no, good movie. Honestly, I was impressed by that. I was.
You like all the movies about prostitution, do you?
I mean, no, but that was a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a good one. Like, admit it, that's a good movie.
It's a great
good
A
movie.
lot
movie.
of classic parts with the slapping of the thing and the.
Interesting.
You're gonna kick me out.
No, I've got
Slapping
all
the
this
jewelry box shut.
I've
The
got all
jewelry
this-
box,
I've got
not
all this
slapping of
money.
the thing, and there was some slapping going on.
I've
in
got
that
all
movie.
this money here, and the people don't want to, help her in the store, and they were going to make a whole lot of commission.
And then the
Yeah.
guy, the manager of the fancy hotel,
Yeah.
is a very special guest of a niece who's of a very special guest, and we know you're not a niece. That's not your uncle, which also is kind of a
Right.
creepy thing.
The name was Anise, though.
Yeah, it was good though. Good movie. So
Anise Roberts. Yeah.
Put that on Rotten Tomatoes.
I might have to
You
next
actually
time.
should.
Just
You actually should
you got to
put
wait
that on.
like a month though.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it this.
It's a huge day around the NFL. It's a huge day around pop culture. The internet is still working. So, of all of the expectations of it breaking, Todd, the internet's still working.
Still there.
Luckily for everybody, and they are
What are the
officially
deets on this? When did it happen?
engaged. That's what I want to know. How did he not propose on the 13th?
Should have.
You know?
Maybe did.
Like exactly, maybe he did, and they wanted to announce it on the August 26th for some reason.
When was these photographs aren't from?
Look at this photograph.
Don't know where this
Every
is.
time I do it makes me laugh.
Now, as Frank Bowl told me, and I told probably both of you at some point in your life,
right?
You don't ever get down on your knee
because you'll never get back
Because you're
up.
never going to get back up.
Is he on his knee?
Yeah, he's on.
Yeah, he's on his knee.
So
Yeah.
he's never getting back up.
Well, I don't know. I think he's fine. I think Travis
Maybe
Kelce's probably fine.
for Taylor Swift, you do.
Mm-hmm.
You get back up, or you go to a knee.
No,
Did you tell your wife that?
No, I did tell her that when we got engaged. I did not get on my knee.
Why?
Because Frank Bowl told me.
You did it because Frank Bowl
Yes.
told
Are you serious?
Oh no!
Now listen.
You
I
told
love
your
Frank
wife
Bowl.
that.
Maybe should have been listening to marriage advice from Frank Bowl. We've joked about it over the years, but I did. I got engaged in Thanksgiving night of 1993, and at that point, I had been a part-time employee at Channel for, and I think for about 2 weeks had been getting paid, and they knew I was getting engaged, but my wife's family didn't. I did not ask for permission.
Oh, wow.
No.
Wow. Why not?
Because they couldn't keep secrets, and I was trying to. I knew. I mean, come on. I was a part-time employee and a food vendor. Come on. I mean, how
is she going to say no?
Say no to this?
She's not going to say no to that. Come on now.
Have you seen the Liebs?
We were walking around the plaza, and it was about -1 billion degrees on Thanksgiving. It was a very cold Thanksgiving, and she barely stopped for me to propose because we were going to do one quick lap just to say we did it. Went down there and saw the lights, and I did not get on a knee.
You just like turned to her and said, "Hey, you want to like get married or something?"
Well, it was interesting. I was walking. We had parked. Got a great parking place because it was 2 degrees.
I'm glad you remember that.
Did you get the parking spot? Was it easy
was
to
a very
park?
George Costanza thing. I
Easy
can't
to
believe it was
spot?
a parking place.
There's a parking
so we were
spot.
parked right on Brush Creek, and we walked
KCI.
up right past like where O'Dowd's was.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get her attention because she was walking very fast up the hill, and I looked to the left, and it was like the alley behind O'Dowd's. I'm like, this is very romantic. So we kept walking up, and we turned left there where the dancing penguins are.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like,
it's a great spot.
I'm like, we've had some good times and some bad times. She goes, bad times. I said, would you just let me do this?
And did she know it was coming?
She had no idea.
Would you shut
Well,
up?
then how can you blame her?
It was a great surprise.
She probably thought you were breaking up with her. You had some bad times.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be one of the worst.
So then we got engaged, but I did not get on the knee because Frank both said no.
I got on a knee. Look at that.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
So
have.
I got on the knee.
Yeah.
There are no photographs of mine. This is before you did that.
Yeah, I hired a photographer as well.
Yeah.
That
1993. We barely.
No,
had
that was my mom.
Film cameras.
My mom.
I hired one because I'm not cheap.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, we were at my grandparents' place in southern Indiana, romantic.
His mom helped auction it off.
We auctioned off everything. What's great is
off her son.
I mean, I'm a
I
cat.
can make a very good price.
She had the number placard that she raised. Number
28.
28.
59.
Sold. Sold to the dumbass over there.
Her, just the one bidder.
Sold to the dummy over there that's going to marry my son.
My grandpa's in the background mowing. It's a video, and that's a screenshot.
serious?
He's 88. He had no idea what was going on.
Just mowing.
He was as shocked as she was.
There's like 30 acres that they mow. He's on a tractor, like a big lawnmower just mowing.
Perfect.
In the background, we're on this gazebo. It's beautiful.
Did you wait till he was in the background?
You can see it. My grandma's in the kitchen. She's looking out, watching the gazebo. My grandparents' house, middle of nowhere. It's about a town of 1,000.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, I got engaged in front of lots of people, but nobody really stopped. I don't remember anyone saying congratulations because it was really,
because you weren't on a knee.
Really,
you didn't get down. They didn't
know.
know.
It didn't look like that.
They didn't know.
I basically grabbed her by her hood. And I said, "Would you turn around?"
They were like, "Oh, look, this man's giving her a promise ring.
So
That's nice."
You did a good thing there.
Certainly not an engagement. He didn't even get on a knee. That's not going to last.
I did it with. I tricked her by saying to dress up because you wanted to dress up. Hey, wear something nice. But you can't just tell your girlfriend wear something nice.
To the farm, my granddad's mowing.
Yeah, my granddad put something nice on. And so I was like, we're going to trivia. We're going out to New Albany.
Nice to go to trivia.
You got to go to dress up trivia in Indiana.
Yeah. It's Southern Indiana, New Albany. And so she's like, all right, okay, I guess. And then so, because I knew she would like a picture for
Did you ask
remember
for her hand?
I did. I asked her dad. Her dad's like, your problem now.
God, that's so amazing. Dude, I like her dad so much.
So, yeah, no, it was great.
Is that what he really said?
Along those lines,
Did you announce it on Instagram like Taylor and Travis did? Or?
I probably did. I don't think I got quite the engagement on the engagement, but I will say I think
cause a stir.
I think a lot of my things were more affordable on my registry, probably, if I had to guess. But who knows? Maybe they
probably. I was in front of a crowd. The way that I got my wife to wear something really nice was that I told her that we were going to this restaurant for. We had a lot of investors in town in Louisville for the station. Like, well, Chad's in town, and we got all these investors that are going to be here. So it's a pretty nice, get together and gathering, which we had a number of those in Louisville when investors in town, and you take them out, and as somebody who was kind of hosting, like, we're going to be there, and it's going to be a pretty nice formal event.
I'm taking something nice here.
It just happens to be where our first date was. It just randomly happens to be there where the first date is. And so then I made sure she parked in a certain parking lot so that when she turned the corner, I was standing there.
You were already there.
And I was
not
dressed
on a
up.
knee
She's
yet.
like, what are you doing? What's going on? And then I told Frank Bull to go to hell.
Yeah.
And I got down on a knee, and we had a photographer that was like across the street in the bushes.
Yeah.
You know, like
with a good lens.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking some pictures and everything. And so after that, we oddly enough did not eat there.
Yeah. You said, we're not going to this deal.
We went somewhere else where you
were the investors.
We
there?
actually ended up going.
there was no investor party.
There actually was trivia.
Yeah.
How'd you do?
So did you go to trivia later?
She asked me. She goes, "Wait, are we like?" She's like, "Are we
was
going to
pissed.
trivia?" I was like, "Oh no, we're still going to trivia. We need to meet all my mom's side of the family down there.
Right.
We got to get a drive."
She was going to be pissed. You know Billy Rappaport that we met in Tahoe. That's a
big
wig at NBC.
Like Billy.
Yeah, he's a higher up at one of the restaurants there, which was our second or third date, I think our second or third date. My wife and I went to that restaurant. So that's where we went.
This was the Burger King.
Yes, it was very nice. It was very nice. Yes, it was a roast beef place. It was really cool.
Yeah.
It was based after the beef in Chicago before the bear came out. So we ate there. But
Louisville
that was
beef.
That was the only way I was able to try to figure out how can I get her dressed up for this.
Right.
Is,
Hey,
oh, all the investors are in town. It's going to be a big.
That's why I just kept it
to
secret.
do.
There were no lies.
Yeah, right.
We just had to lie. Everyone at my grandma and granddad's house where we were at Thanksgiving, they knew it was happening, and they did a good job. Nobody messed it up. And said,
"How'd you break the news to her family that
we went
she was
straight
stuck?"
over to their house and
said, "Sorry about that.
They were engaged.
Yeah,
nobody cared.
Well,
I
had all her friends and family at a different place, so we went and ate
They-
restaurant,
and they
and then we went over
didn't give it
there.
up? They were
No,
kept
they were.
secret?
I asked her dad. We were down at a family reunion.
Do you
asked her
think
dad.
Kelsey asked Swift's parents for their hand?
Yeah. He absolutely asked Taylor Swift's dad.
You know why? Because he got on his knee.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. My father-in-law, I believe he said.
What'd you say?
I'd be tickled to death.
Lebo.
Would you say sinner?
A simp. That's what St. John always calls me.
Simp.
No,
Getting on a knee,
I
simp.
think it's great. You get on the knee
Yeah.
if you want to get on the knee. You bend the knee. You bend the knee.
So what did
You
your
just
father-in-law
called
say
Travis
to you?
Kelce
He said
a what?
congratulations.
He said congrats. A simp.
He said congratulations. Is what he
Yeah.
said.
My father-in-law said.
But here's the deal.
I'd be tickled to death.
My mother-in-law
Tickled to death. I tickled him. Then I actually then tickled him after he said
they
that.
used to call her CNN because she was just going to broadcast whatever she heard. So I was like, well, I'm just not doing this. There's no way in the world
That is amazing.
that she would not tell her.
Yeah, so it's understandable.
Because at that point, my wife was living at her parents' house because I was living at my parents' house. So there was no way her mom was going to be able to not tell. So
Yeah.
I just decided to go that route and just keep it a secret.
Yeah. I remember too.
We never even ring shopped. Like I just knew what
we
she
didn't-
said she
we
wanted,
didn't either.
a 5-carat perfect. No,
people
that wasn't.
people can do whatever they want, whatever makes them happy. I
It's
never
what it is.
understood the ring shopping together. That was just me personally, because then it sort of
Some
takes
people
the
say you
surprise.
gotta
out
Oh,
of
we
it.
did it. I liked it.
Yeah.
I
she
I
knew
didn't want to be wrong.
She knew you were gonna.
I give her
propose then.
options. Well, yeah, eventually.
Options like different guys she can get engaged to.
Yeah, she
me
shows
or
me.
literally anybody else.
No, just different ring. I'm like, hey, we're gonna
You
go
need to know if it-
places.
to be
You choose.
a round or a square.
Yeah,
or-
but you let me know which kinds that you like, and then we can go
so there
from
was
there.
so there was no surprise whatsoever when
Yeah.
you eventually
Massive
asked.
surprise. She
Clearly
had no
not.
idea I was going to do it. And she had no. My
She
grandpa's
had no
mowing.
idea I
She
was
didn't
going
think I'm going to do it right
She
there.
had no idea I was going to do it that day.
That
Although
day.
she knew I was going to do it because we had already
Someday.
shopped for rings
Yeah.
and she picked out the one that she wanted.
That's
so
right.
I picked that one.
Except
So there's
Grandpa
zero surprise
mowing
to it.
was a great move.
You like that?
That's a good move.
That's
even though it was
fantastic move.
accidental.
It's a pro move.
Yeah, because that's like nobody's getting engaged with this
Yeah.
racket going on.
I wonder where this is. Like this is
He's
like a
bouncing around in the back.
this is like a garden that
It's
they're
a
in.
garden somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
You think it's downtown? You think it's in KC?
I don't think so.
It's their backyard.
I wish they had like the location. It says your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married. Which is that true?
I did learn a lot of good English from Travis.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's the gym teacher.
Yeah,
No,
he-
he's the English teacher.
Oh, is that right?
I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't
Yeah,
know
and
that
then
that's-
and then Taylor is the
I think
gym
they're-
teacher.
No, I think they're being gender stereotypical here. That the gym teacher is the male and the English teacher is the female.
My gym teacher was female.
Look, I think that she's probably going to have a higher GPA and IQ. Just listening to her talk and do interviews. Nothing. Travis is smart.
I
He's
think
not
Travis
dumb.
is a very smart man. Why do
Right.
you not? You've called him a simp and you've called him
That's a joke.
unintelligent.
No, I didn't.
What is happening on this
Pretty
show?
sure I didn't call him unintelligent. I said that she's smarter than he is. She's found a way to make $1 billion in her career. I think that's pretty smart. She uses big words, high words, like betrothed. Nobody else uses that word.
It's true. Lebo.
Never heard it.
Lebo might be a genius.
Nobody knows what that is.
No, not exactly.
Nobody knows what that is. I'm not a fan of I'm not a fan of your English teacher and your gym teacher getting married. I don't know why.
I'm happy for him, but fact, I think we should
Good for
play
you.
fact or fiction.
Good for you. You're happy for him. I'm glad to hear that. Do you think it's a real relationship, Sterling, or are you still going with the conspiracy theory that you said it's fake? That after the election they were going to break up.
There was dates on it, right? It was scripted.
Yeah. It's like it
was scripted?
The first Wednesday in November of 24 they were going to break up.
People that thought that, I thought, were just absolutely insane. I can't believe people
Oh,
thought
so you
that
thought
this
it was
a
real the
fake.
whole time?
A fake. Yeah, why would it be fake? Who
Everything's a
dates someone as a
conspiracy.
joke?
They both have way too much money and fame to just fake it.
with Jason Kelsey at the Bills game.
Yeah.
With his shirt off and his stocking cap on and the beer in his right hand, screaming. That is superimposed behind one of the flowers in the background. Is Jason Kelsey the perfect description of, like, yeah, his brother-in-law's kind of crazy. Yeah. Oh, but his brother-in-law can be a little okay.
Family's a little nuts.
It's the in-laws. Like, okay, yeah. Here's a picture of him at a football game. He leapt out of the suite window to then scream at the top of his lungs in 10-degree weather with a shirt off.
Fact.
Drinking a beer. And his
sounds like 70% of Chiefs fans.
That's a good point.
At Arrowhead, right? I mean, like, if
true.
who's not gone to Arrowhead and done that?
Me.
You've never once maybe went tarps off and chugged a beer.
No.
Nope. Never done that.
I don't take my shirt off for people.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Not even his wife. He's a never nude.
That's true. He's a never nude.
Never.
I have seen him wear the short jorts before.
Yeah, but have you ever seen him nude?
No.
So how do you know he's not a never nude? You don't know that.
Is that true,
You don't know
Leaves?
for a fact. Fact or fiction?
I've even tried busting the office, just in case to scare him.
This is our first fact or fiction with Michael Darcy playing.
Yeah, we'll see if he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I'm terrified.
Nope, that should be you should have said fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, you already missed you missed the layup right there. You got to hit your bunnies.
Yeah.
You got to hit your bunnies there.
Blew the layup.
Let's go.
Let us go. Shall we
We'll
go?
start with Lebo this time since he's the guest.
Well, hold on. Let me
I'm
write.
recently engaged.
I gotta. Are you really?
No.
Congratulations, man.
I got
That's
engaged
awesome.
32 years ago.
Today?
No, it was Thanksgiving. I told you.
He just said it was on Thanksgiving.
Well, yeah, it would have been cold. He did say it was cold. Yeah. Well, maybe August 26th was a unreasonably cold
At the
day.
Plaza for Thanksgiving, the Plaza Lights. Yeah.
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 Unreasonably cold day on it was weird.
August 26th.
32 days ago. 19. I don't know.
Today's the record. So,
What's this silly question?
Taylor Swift
fact
has a ring before Lamar, Josh, and Joe.
Fact.
Fact.
Like you're talking about a wedding ring. Now.
Fact.
She's already got
Fact.
it.
Fact.
Yeah, it's true. She
has
has a ring before Lamar, Josh, and Joe. And you could say Josh Allen, but he's not married, right? He's just engaged.
Well, she also has more rings than the Bills franchise now.
So Taylor Swift has more rings than those quarterbacks. So want to give everyone a
I appreciate it.
there.
1-1-1. We're all tied.
Wanted
Yeah,
to
thank you for the layup.
ease Darcy into this. Margarita pizza
Darcy starts.
is better than pepperoni pizza.
That is fiction.
Fiction.
As of yesterday, it's fact.
As of never.
As of yesterday.
I'll
As
take
of
that
never.
loss on that.
Yeah.
Fine. I
No,
will not. I don't even want to play.
hear me out.
Nope.
Hear me out.
No hearing.
Nope.
I would like you to hear all the way out.
Average wise, pepperoni is better than margarita. Like if you go to a normal place, but if you have a good margarita pizza and a good pepperoni, good margarita pizza wins. I think my Italian friends will agree with me.
Yeah. No. What is
Nice
pepperoni?
try.
Is pepperoni not Italian?
I feel like the basil coupled with
He's using his.
I'm using my hands
his
now.
hand gesture now.
Yes.
Come on, Tommy DeVito just got cut. Come on, DeVito, come here.
Tommy Cutlets.
I hope these get better.
1-1
They
to 1.
do.
We're all tied.
Okay.
But I thought that was a good one. I
wrong.
threw
It's
everyone
the
for
wrong
a
answer.
Fiction.
threw everyone for a loop there.
No, you didn't. You threw yourself.
We'll
You
start
embarrassed
with Jason.
I'll do it.
Christian Fulton
Uh-huh.
starts at least 12 games this year.
You know what? I'm gonna play the positive role here. I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna be negative Nancy. I'm gonna go fact. at least 12
Shocking.
games.
Jason is
think
positive.
They've managed him right. Fact.
I'm gonna say fiction.
Fact. Huge
Oh,
Christian
yeah.
Fulton guy. I think he starts at least 12 games.
Nice
17
job,
games?
Darcy.
No.
Tried to go contrarian there. 2-1. We're all tied.
That's how you
still.
play the game, though. Smart.
We're all tied. Todd starts off this one.
Lebo.
Mm-hmm.
I am perplexed
Fact.
at Mike Edwards being released.
I'm going to say fiction.
That's a fact.
I'm gonna say fiction.
Fiction.
Oh wow.
I'm
Darcy's
like
not reading the room.
slightly confused. I'm not perplexed.
Not perplexed. You got to
but,
listen to his
his
adjectives.
I
You'll get used to him.
I
You
understand.
said before the show you were shocked.
That's
Well,
not
different than
perplexed.
Well, yeah, that's there you go. He finds these
He
small.
may
little-
very well
wordplay
have just
there.
done that answer to screw with you too. So.
Yeah, he does that from time to time. 3-1. We're all tied though.
Yeah, you're all tied. Don't worry about
Darcy leads off here.
I am very concerned about K-State after that game.
Fiction.
Fiction.
I'm going to say fiction.
Fiction, but I am a little bit.
A little.
I'm a little bit.
He's not superstitious. He's a little stitious.
I am concerned, but not very concerned. I mean, that was a bad game. It was also week 0 overseas. But, like,
it's a good team.
Hold
team that was
on
in
to the
title
football.
game last year.
You're K-State. You're supposed to beat teams in the margins. You did not do the little things that game, and
They got out K-Stated by
they got
Iowa
out
State.
K-Stated.
Yep. Iowa State Farmageddoned them.
James Anderson.
Yep.
I learned a lot about KU after that game.
This is a tricky one because the a lot could throw you off, but they looked pretty crisp and clean in that game. I'm going to say you did learn a lot. I'm going to say fact.
I'm going to say fiction. You won't learn a lot about them until the 6th of September in Colombia.
Do you remember
Medellin?
The 6th night of September?
Bucaramanga.
I was also going to say fiction.
Yeah, fiction. No, you're a good call, Jason. I thought about saying fact, but the reason is I
You
knew
wanted to screw you out of a point.
I knew Jalen Daniels is good. Like I know that. The defense taught me something, but I need to see it against someone other than Fresno State.
Okay.
Or Wagner.
Or Wagner.
Or Lindenwood.
Yeah. So, I think if you're a KU fan, you should be very enthused about that game.
Yeah.
5 to 4 to 3. We're all tied. We start with Todd again.
The Chiefs should take a look at bringing McCole Hardman back.
Fiction. Got to be over on this.
Fiction.
Fiction.
It's fiction. Yeah, it's fiction.
I mean, they just traded Sky Moore away.
The next Chiefs will take a look. No, I'm kidding.
Fiction.
It's probably fact.
That's probably fact. Yeah.
6-5-4.
Who do I start with this
Darcy.
time? Darcy. Last night's Royals game was the most embarrassing loss of the season.
I'm going to say fiction. It was bad, but it wasn't the most embarrassing.
Man, that was a rough one. I'm going to say a fact.
I'm going to fact that
Yeah,
one.
I think I'm fact.
Fact. I couldn't think of a more embarrassing game. Like, there's been other losses that they should have won. There's been games where the offense has been just atrocious, but Noah Cameron getting shelled.
In front of dozens of people
in front
by
of
that team.
I don't even know if dozens. I think a dozen, maybe a baker's dozen. The
And that's-
offense got
I mean,
two
look,
hits.
That's what happens when you're more worried about your fantasy football league than playing baseball.
I do think maybe that's why they brought all the injured guys.
To play fantasy
the draft.
That's why.
Maybe.
That would be funny.
He was talking to-
Hey, Skip,
about that.
who's the traveling secretary for the Royals now?
Jeff Davenport.
Jeff
He's still
Davenport,
there
that's
now.
right, still there. Hey, Jeff, we got this huge fantasy draft coming up in Chicago. We're going to need
guys.
these guys to travel, but we don't want to make it seem weird that only a couple. Can we just bring everybody?
It is a short trip in Chicago. It's a town everyone likes.
We'll just make it like a camaraderie thing. Okay, we'll play it off that way.
Yeah, that game was buns.
It was
Two
terrible.
scoops
Awful.
of ass.
Yeah.
The amount of
Luckily,
hits they
it was
had.
quick.
Yeah, exactly. If you're going to lose fast. 7-6-4. We're all tied. I'll go first on this one.
If the Royals lose tonight, Jason, I'm calling the season. It'll be over.
Fact.
I think you're there.
Yeah.
Fact.
Fact.
Yeah, if they lose tonight, I'm ready to call it. You can't lose 2 out of 3. I get the White Sox; they're playing decent ball right now, but there's just only 30 games left.
You're saying
4 games
so if
back.
they lose tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, tonight or tomorrow. I'd
Tonight
say
or tomorrow,
fact.
because
Yeah,
you said lose 2 of 3.
I think I'm ready to say, all right, I'm already hurt. I'm not going to buy back in and get hurt again.
Yeah.
Barring something crazy, which in probably a week I'll probably have a different factor
Every
fiction
time
saying
I think I'm out, they
pull me back in. Yeah.
We start with Todd. It's 8 to 7 to 5. We're all tied.
Sam Horn throws more passes than Prabula game 1.
More passes.
More
than
pass
Prabula.
attempts.
Fact.
I'm going to say fact.
Who was the team that they played 2 years ago when it was the
It
quote
was-
unquote Central Michigan?
No, it was La Tech, I think, wasn't it?
No, it was 2 years ago.
When they had the battle. I
Louisiana
know.
Monroe, Louisiana somebody, I think.
South Dakota,
South Dakota 2 years ago?
2023, because that was the Brady Cook and Sam Horn first game. When it was like, okay, let's
Brady
see.
played the whole game.
How many did Brady
he
throw?
Played,
No, they both played half.
He played the first half, and then the second half, Sam Horn threw it twice, and then they handed off the rest of the game because they were up 35 to nothing.
yeah.
And then after the game, or when he named Brady Cook the starter, Eli Drinker was like, well, just look at the game. Look at all the points we scored when Brady was in there, and the points we didn't score when Sam was in there. Yeah, handed off the whole Anyway, I think it's going to be similar to that. So I think it's going to be Prabula that will throw more passes than Sam Horn.
Yes, you're correct.
We'll
It's
check this
fiction.
one. We'll check this.
We'll check this one. That's the exact thing I went off of. Was it's gonna be the same thing where I think Prebula starts and then Sam Horn comes in, and I think they'll actually give Sam Horn maybe a larger opportunity this time around. Because I don't think the Brady Cook one was a legit camp battle. I think this one
is
more
Prebula starting the game.
I'm counting on it. Yes.
I'm gonna say yes. Yeah.
So,
but I don't know. It could be Sam Horn, but I'm gonna say it's Prebula.
It says or.
Who said fiction? Who said fact?
You said fiction, Lebo, and
you got a point.
I was
you
the
got a
only one
point.
that got the point.
Lone Wolf.
Oh yeah.
I've been good today on these fact or fictions. I've been screwing you boys.
Yeah, the pepperoni pizza one was the worst one you've ever done, and you've had some bad ones.
Yeah, that was
margarita pizza. The pizza I had yesterday was so good.
It
was amazing.
Your oatmeal raisin was
recency
stupid.
bias.
It's one of the dumbest things you've ever seen.
It is recency bias, but speaking
Royal
of
season's over. Margarita pizza's great. All of it.
Speaking
bad
of pizza
okay.
and bad questions, pineapple belongs on pizza.
Darcy, you go first on this one.
That's 1,000% a fact.
Fiction.
Fiction.
Fact. Okay.
I'll take that too.
So what you're saying is,
pizza
why don't you just take your margarita pizza, put pineapple and your oatmeal raisin cookies on there, and call it a day?
He won me back with that take.
Hear me
I'm
out.
Back.
Hear me out, y'all.
Y'all.
I am wearing boots right now.
You can't say y'all and put pineapple on your pizza. Sorry.
Margarita.
Exactly.
No. Hear me out.
Hell no. Bleep no. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that.
Margarita pizza is better than pepperoni pizza, but pepperoni, jalapeno, and pineapple.
You lost
I'm
me.
good with the
Put it
jalapeno.
on a pizza, the GOAT. The best pizza of all time is pepperoni, jalapeno, and pineapple. I call it the Honolulu Hot Lips TM.
Copyright Honolulu Hot Lips.
What? I just did.
Yeah, that makes it legal.
Hawaii Hot Lips. I don't care.
I actually like that. That should be.
That's
a
a
pizza.
good name for a bad product.
It's a great break because you get the spicy, get a little sweet, get some meat, get some protein.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's good.
8 to 6. We're all tied.
I feel like I
Final
swayed
question.
Lebo. Lebo wants to try it now.
I'm just
try
trying
it.
not to talk about meat.
I mean,
why are you not trying to talk about meat?
Because he's reaching up. They've already taught him how to hit F8 on the computer.
Yeah. Well, then
They
you got
haven't
to go and
taught him
actually.
that.
Then you got to
No,
go and actually
I've
cut
seen
it
him
though.
hit-
I have F8 at least 3 things that you've said already.
What are you talking about? Everything I've said has not been.
Yeah.
Not everything, but some of the things.
It's been taken out of context. Then probably.
That's the point.
But after you mark, you still got to go and cut it.
Yeah.
You still got
Still got
to
work to do.
Still got work to do.
I don't know if he knows how to do that yet.
Yeah.
I
Drake will
don't.
teach you.
That's what,
See, he doesn't know how to do it yet. I'm fine.
Well, I'm going to do it
It's
after the
over-
show. So
all I
it'll be
need.
fine. All right. So it's 8 to 6. We're all tied. This is the final question on Fact or Fiction.
11 a.m. kickoffs are the absolute best for a fan of the team you root for in college football.
Fact.
Is it am I at the game or just watching TV?
It could be both.
Well,
different
I mean,
answers.
No,
yeah,
I know it
it's
is, but
totally
like it
different
has
answer.
to be. It's
You
all
gotta-
encompassing because
I'm still going to say fact.
I'm going to say fiction. I mean, if it's a big game, it's a fact, and if I'm not going, but if I'm at the game, 2:30 is best. But
I'm
I'll
gonna
say
say-
fact.
Oh, I'll say fiction.
fiction 2:30 is best. For all, I think on TV and when you're at the game, I love when you're going to the game. It's the best because you get a tailgate in the morning, and if you're going to, let's
If
say,
you're not going to the game, you want to get it over with.
11's
Just
not
enjoy the
bad,
game.
yeah. But,
Yeah, but also,
night
like-
games are slightly overrated.
Oh,
if you,
slightly. They're way overrated.
especially if you go to games because, for example, if you go to Mizzou and I want to go to a game, but I also want to make sure I get back at that night. I'm not the one driving, of course. I'm having someone drive me,
Yeah.
and then I go
Your
down
fiance.
there. I go to the game, but you get there early enough where I'm not having to wake up at 4 a.m. to go and tailgate. I get my drinking in, get to go watch the Missouri Tigers play a game that they probably should win and maybe lose. Then they get to head home that night, right? Same thing if you're K-State or if you're in Lawrence. Night game, you probably got to stay the night there.
But
Not as fun. 11 a.m. game, I ain't waking up that early, getting there and getting my tailgating in. That's not going to happen. So 2:30. You're
but
correct,
11 is
Lebo.
best if it's a really big game.
Right, but 2:30 then.
'Cause
Okay,
you don't
so
have to worry about it.
now you're tailgating through the first window, so you're not really watching the game. The game gets over.
TVs
'cause
exist.
Okay, so you're going to be sitting there watching all the games. You're playing bags and you're
Yeah, we got
drinking
TVs outside. We got setups.
and you're not watching all the games the way that you would if you're just chilling at home. Also,
Well, if
it's
you're at the
Missouri.
game, there's only one game. It's
Yeah.
important.
Also,
It's true. That's
also
very fact.
Also, right now
Fact.
you're in Missouri, so you can't gamble while you're doing that. Anyway, so
They're
you're
saying someday.
yeah, we'll see. So you don't get to enjoy the first window. Then the game happens, which fine. The game happens. You're there. That's great. It's 4 hours because college football. So now it gets over at 6:30. So then it's 7 o'clock when you get to your car. 2 hours for you to drive back. 9 o'clock. Now you've missed the 7 o'clock window of watching football.
No.
2:30 all day. Every other game that you're going to watch
care
is
about
toast.
the game I'm going to if I'm going to said game.
That's fine. But if it's caring about the game you're going to, of going to said game at 11 o'clock, you can still tailgate, get the game in, be
No,
home.
I'm not
going to
wake up at 5 a.m. get there.
How long does it take you to drive to Columbia? 5 hours?
So Oklahoma doesn't play
okay.
big games anymore because they're not good enough to play big games anymore.
Yeah.
But when they played big games all the time,
Yeah.
I freaking hated 7 o'clock games
Oh,
because
yeah.
there's
No,
nothing
those are the worst.
worse than
Oh,
actually
yeah.
wanting your team to win. I'm grown up now; I don't care as
Yeah,
much
yeah.
anymore. But when I was younger and I cared a lot
Yeah,
more,
going to the games in
waiting,
college.
waiting
all day
until when I went to college, there were no night games. Every game was at 1. That's just how it worked. But you have to wait all day. Now that's the good news about OU Texas. They don't play that at night
Yeah.
because it's dangerous at the fairgrounds. They are playing at 2:30 this year for the first time since
wow.
I think
It's always an 11 o'clock game.
2002. I think 2002 they might have played at 2:30, but they're playing it at 2:30 because the SEC wanted them to get in that window.
Okay.
So I'm not going to like that day.
Yeah.
Waiting around till 2:30, but I could. There's no way I could imagine.
So you're
waiting
not
around till
Carrie
7
Underwood.
o'clock
You're not Carrie
at night
Underwood.
for OU Texas.
Yeah, especially with your Red River rivalry circadian rhythm being 11 o'clock.
Totally
That
off.
one. Yeah.
Totally off.
9 to 8 to 6. We're all tied. We need a
What's the
tiebreaker
bonus?
question.
Bonus.
Tiebreaker.
Rank these 6 players and how many yards they end up with.
Okay.
We have Kelsey, Rice, Worthy, Royals, Hollywood, Noah Gray. Those 6 players, got to rank them 1 to 6.
Okay.
And how many yards we think they end up with this year.
All right, we'll do
well,
that.
the correct answer, not we think, because this is going to be the correct answer. So
Oh, you've already got the key there?
it's fact.
Oh, that's awesome. You got the key. That's really cool. Can I look at that while I'm in Kansas?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. More zone next. All right, so we have to rank these players 1 through 6 in what Sterling Holmes thinks will be the receiving yards this year.
No, what the receiving yards will be.
Okay,
for
yeah,
these.
sure.
Not what I think.
That's fine.
It's what they will be.
The names you came up with were Royals, Hollywood, X, Gray, Rice, Kelsey. Those 6 players. All right.
Who's your number 1?
We're going 6.
6?
Six
Okay.
first.
Royals.
Royals.
Royals is number 6. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. 5, Gray.
Didn't know if I.
Hollywood.
Number 5, Darcy.
I had Gray.
Gray number 5.
Oh, yeah.
Thought I might throw some of you guys.
2 for 2. Number 4, I had Hollywood.
Okay.
I had Gray.
I had Hollywood.
Hollywood's number 4.
Ooh. 3, Rasheed.
I had Kelsey.
I had Hollywood.
Yeah, how have you had Hollywood the last
You had
2?
Hollywood 4 and
I had Kelsey as 3.
Kelsey
Okay.
3.
Rice 3.
Are you going to go perfect?
Somebody's 4 for 4. Number 2, let's go with X.
I had Rice.
I had Worthy at 2.
Kelsey.
No,
you
you're
were
so stupid.
close. I just
I had Worthy 1.
Worthy 1.
Okay. So
I,
X.
I win. It's like Tommy Fleetwood.
All you got to do is be
I got the last one.
I got
Tommy
have
Todd
for one?
Lebo.
I got 3, 4, 5, 6 correct,
Darcy,
and
what'd you
1
have
and
for
2
one?
flipped.
I had Rice.
Oh, so I won. I
Yeah.
had 1 and 6. I had first and last correct. I win.
So you
Don't I
said
win?
you
Tommy Lebo
so
just
did you,
won.
You said you flipped him at the last
I
minute.
could. I was deciding between Kelsey and
Yeah.
Worthy for 1 and 2, but I think that Worthy's
Yeah.
going to get there. Yeah, I think it's Royal
grade this
6, Noah Gray, Biz, Hollywood 4, Rasheed Rice 3, Kelsey 2, Worthy 1.
It's
Worthy
interesting.
2, Kelsey 1. He's going to get to 1,000 yards this year.
It'll be good news.
I think
the
both
return.
do. I think both do.
If Hollywood is not 5th, it'll be good news for the Chiefs because that means he's not hurt.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I just don't believe that he won't.
I
not
thought
be
I thought
hurt.
40. 'Cause even with him, let's say Hollywood plays 17 games, he's still going to get past 8 games of Rasheed. I think Rasheed's going to be the focal point. The games he's there.
See, I think when Rasheed Rice and Hollywood and X are all playing together, that will take away, I think, from X. Whereas I think
I call
Kelsey's
those
probably still
Noah
going to get
Gray
his.
games.
The Gray games.
Yeah.
I think Travis is still going to get his. I think this is a year. He had 2 catches, 32 yards. I think that's what we're going to see. That's 2 possessions, 2 catches, 32 yards. I think we're going to see a little return of Travis Kelce, return of the Mac.
Well, that's
you know?
because he's engaged.
That's right.
Yeah.
He got. So that's what happened. So did he really slim down for football, or did he slim down for the engagement photos?
Could have been.
Do you think she was nagging at him, saying like, "Honey, you gotta slim down.
We're taking pictures, bro.
You're getting a little.
Yeah.
You're getting a little thick."
Yeah. So no, that's
Should have got
oh,
married with
oh,
that great big, or engaged with the big fur coat on.
Having,
that would have been fun.
having
Holding the alligator.
Having dessert again. Okay, interesting. No,
Dessert
I'm
for
not
the
judging.
table.
I'm not judging. I'm saying it's a choice, certainly. Are you going to be able to fit in that tux? Do they go like full traditional wedding, like tux?
Oh, this will be very traditional, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
Taylor
imagine
Swift.
this is very.
It's going to be as
Will it
traditional.
even be like in America, or is this going to be like where Jeff
Oh,
Bezos just said, "I'll take Venice for 3 days," and just
True.
shut it
They
down?
could
Yeah,
probably
take a bet. Where do we think it's going to be held?
An
What
island.
country?
An island.
You're going to Ireland.
Smells like it could be New York City.
New York, Europe.
I think Italy. Well, if I get all of Europe, I'll take all of Europe.
Yeah,
but
no, you
I
got the
feel like I
city.
need to be more.
It's halftime of the Chiefs Chargers in Brazil. This is it's quick.
Kind of like the prom, the prom king and queen ceremony.
Yeah.
Halftime of the homecoming. king
Get
and
ready for the
queen.
father-daughter dance.
I mean, the
be quick.
homecoming.
Be quick.
Yes.
Be quick.
Homecoming king and queen at halftime of the homecoming game. Travis Kelce got to go. All right, great. You're married.